adjust the camera a little bit. See if I can see you good. Okay. All right, get you right there. Okay. Here, I'm gonna move over here a little bit. Get in the frame. Oh.
Sound like you're getting old.
I feel like it sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. Let's see. Okay, looking at it good. All right. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. Hello, everybody. We are live. Thank you so much for tuning into the Big Blue Sports Podcast tonight. We got a really great show for y'all tonight. As you can see, I have a very special friend of mine here on this evening. Would you like to introduce yourself, good sir?
Yes, sir, I will. My name is Tyler Robertson, and I'm a BASF operator. Shout out to the A shift. Love you guys.
Hey, and for that, forgot how loud that was. Had to give a round of applause for them. It was just a little loud. Holy hell. Yeah, y'all, but thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight, y'all. As always, make sure y'all leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below because, hey, your comments are very important. But, guys, we have a lot to get into tonight. We're gonna get into some good football topics, and then we'll transition over to basketball, and then we'll leave off with some good little baseball, because baseball will start next month, college anyway. So we're very excited for that. Well, guys, without further ado, so the first thing we're gonna jump right into today. The college football season has recently just ended, and we want to congratulate, Michigan for winning the national title.
They cheated.
They cheated.
Just kidding.
Well, I mean, you're kind of not wrong. I mean, the officials of that game did miss some penalties I thought should have been called on them. I thought they let Michigan get away with a few things, if you ask me.
2019 LSU beat them 50-0.
50-0. Oh, probably so. I definitely believe we could. I mean, the defense we had at that time was phenomenal. I don't think they would have been able to run the football very well, or pass for that matter, because, I mean, J.J. McCarthy didn't really make the greatest throws. Well, he didn't really have to, because they pretty much ran the football that game.
Yeah.
But shout out to and it wasn't the main back for Michigan either. It was what's his name? Denard Robinson, I think his name was. That was actually the best game he had all year, and he was the backup running back because Blake Corum is the main guy for Michigan. And I mean, his first two touches, I mean, he had two rushing attempts, and they were both tutties right out the gate, right?
Right.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better start than that. I mean, I was so surprised. But, Michael Penix, bless his heart, he got his ass killed.
Yeah, I mean, being a biased LSU fan, I think Michael Penix, he played his butt off this year. He was a hell of a player on and off the field. I mean, he came up short, but, man, you got to live the dream.
I know. He was. I mean, he was second in the Heisman voting this year, and a lot of people thought that he was cheated out of winning first place, because we know that my boy Jaden won this year. And hey, look, we're biased, okay? We're biased, so we're happy about it. But no, Jaden deserved it, y'all. I mean, he had probably the best season I've ever seen of any collegiate quarterback, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the teams that Washington played, they played Oregon twice. You beat Oregon, then you beat Texas, but I mean, you really can't go off those two games.
Yeah, I mean, look, Washington had a great season, but their strength of scheduling compared to LSU's, I mean, they only played like maybe 3 teams that were ranked in the top 25. I think LSU played like 4 or 5 teams ranked in the top 25 this year. What was it? Florida State at the beginning, Ole Miss, and Alabama, of course. Who else they played? Not A&M, right? I don't think A&M was ranked when they played them, huh?
No, but A&M still played their butts off against them.
They
Hell of
did.
a defense.
Yeah, we almost lost against them too. Our defense almost blew that game, but thank goodness they
Missouri.
did. Missouri, that's right, Missouri. That actually, I thought we were really going to lose that game. I remember watching that. Missouri got up on us like 14-0 or something like that right out the gate. Like we were playing horrible. Jaden got smacked that game. Remember?
Yeah, he needs a. My boy, when you get to the NFL, man, you gotta learn to slide, bro. The
Please,
boys are a lot
bro.
bigger.
Please, bro. Man, I remember he rolled out of the pocket one play against Missouri. He was trying to take off and run. All of a sudden, the safety just came up and went, and he fumbled the ball. I'm like, damn, Jaden, what? I mean, bro, what do you think was going to happen, bro? But we did win that game, thank goodness. Surprisingly, the defense actually made plays in that game to help us win.
Yeah.
I know Major Burns had a pick six late in the game that pretty much sealed it. And my God, he's probably the worst zone coverage linebacker I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he gave up a lot of big plays this year. I mean, hell, he was penalized a lot for illegal contact or holding because they had him guarding like the tight ends sometimes or the running back coming out of the backfield, but it was mainly tight ends that he was getting penalized a lot from.
Yeah.
But he's coming back to play at LSU. But Major, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, I don't mean to shit on you, bro, but you just got to get better in zone, bro. You got to.
Man, I hope they used Mason Taylor a lot this year coming. Because, I mean, that dude, against the Alabama game, you showed what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just hope they get him out. Like, they just use him a lot more. But with Garrett Nussmeier, who can throw the ball, man, he's going to help out a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I'm really excited for Nussmeier. Now, guys, we're also really excited. You know, if you're an LSU fan, you should be really excited. We picked up the best quarterback in the nation. Not only the quarterback, but the running back and a wide receiver as well, which, I mean, that's phenomenal. And you guys said Brian Kelly couldn't do that shit. Well, guess what? He proved y'all wrong. And, you know, I like Brian Kelly. I think he's done a tremendous job there. I mean, I didn't expect him to, you know, come in and just, you know, sprinkle fairy dust and magic would happen. But it takes time. And, I mean, this will be, his third year?
Yeah, if you look at the last three coaches that came in, look at Nick Saban, look what he's done, look what Orgeron done, look what Les Miles done. I mean, you know, at a tough time, they brought in some natties. So hopefully Brian Kelly can do the same thing.
Yeah, I think he will. They definitely have the talent for it. And obviously LSU has hired a new defensive coordinator, y'all, because they fired the last guy, Matt House. Thank God, bro, because, bro, that was horrible. If you were an LSU fan and you watched the whole season this year, you were probably pretty disgusted. Not only did we give up the most points in the SEC this year, we also gave up the most yardage as well. And nobody was even close to us. That's how bad it was.
See, everybody said that for us to go back to the national championship, we needed to have a 2019 team. We had one this year, but the defense wasn't there. If we had a mediocre defense, you know, like that Ole Miss game should have been our game.
No, we should have won that game.
Yes, we should have beat them. I mean, Alabama. I mean, I know. Give it like hats off to Ole Miss. They played a hell of a year too.
And look, guys, Ole Miss is a good team as well. When LSU and Ole Miss played that game, they were that was the number one ranked offense and number two the second best offense in the SEC. So they were both really good teams offensively. But golly, I did not expect us to play that poorly on defense. That was horrible. I mean, there were so many blown coverages. People not being in the correct zones that they were supposed to be in. It was just bad. And there was like 5-6 different lead changes throughout the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, LSU erased a 28-0 lead. I think right before half or going into the half.
Yeah, that's the thing too. We were getting our asses kicked. It was bad.
Yeah.
But somehow we came back and we took the lead. I remember, who was it that caught that? that touchdown reception, like kind of late in the game. It was on the right side of the field, and they reviewed it, and it looked questionable, but they called it a touchdown anyway. And after they ruled it a touchdown, all the Ole Miss fans were like throwing shit on the field because they were so mad. I can't remember who caught it. It wasn't Lacey, was it, or was it Thomas?
I want to say it was Thomas. He's had a lot of good catches this year. So.
I think it was Brian. I think it might have been Brian Thomas. But anyway, guys, so when Brian Thomas scored, man, Ole Miss fans were so upset because they thought it was not a catch. It was incomplete. But when they ruled it a touchdown, all the Ole Miss fans got super upset and they started throwing shit on the field. And the game had to be delayed for like 2 to 3 minutes because they were so butthurt. I can't stand Ole Miss fans, bro. I really can't. Bro, they talk so much shit when they're when their team wins, especially when they beat us. Their fans stormed the field and they were literally going up to LSU players that were trying to leave the field, like attacking them, harassing them, saying how bad they are, y'all suck. Like, come on, bro. Don't do that, man. Like, y'all already beat them. Like, there's no need for that, man. And look, I know LSU fans can probably do the same thing as well, but come on, man. We don't go to that extreme. Well, at least I don't think we do.
No, they're just trying to be relevant for once in their lifetime. Where they won a college World Series, and then they turn around and have a finally 11-0 season once in a blue moon.
Yeah, I mean it's
the teams before that were hot doo doo, and now they get 11 win season and they think they're Nick Saban.
Yeah, they think they've done won like 5 or 6 national championships.
Right.
Holy shit! But anyway, I mean it was that was the game or turning point of the season. I was like, bro, this is going to be a rough year. Like this is going to be terrible. But surprisingly, guys, we finished with 10 wins this year. Thanks to our amazing offense that we had, and thanks to this guy,
JD5, baby.
Yeah, JD5. Well, he kept it going, man. I actually went and watched him play Florida this year. Oh my God, that was amazing.
That was a good game.
Jaden had over 600 yards of offense just by himself. I know Florida fans are heated. They're so pissed.
I am mad at you though, Jaden, because I had you for 100 yards against Georgia State, and you let me down. You had 99.
Damn, 1 yard short. Oh
Brian
my.
Kelly, that's for you too. You took him out the game.
Damn, why y'all gotta do my man Tyler like that? What the hell, bro? All you needed was 1 more yard. You couldn't do that? It's all right, man. I'll pay you the money back. Hopefully it wasn't too much.
Nah. They still won, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, and speaking of sports betting, y'all, make sure y'all bet responsibly. Please do not, invest all of your savings or life savings into sports betting. Make sure to bet responsibly, and please do it on bets that you know that you have a chance of winning. Don't just do it on anything. Just give it a quick little shout out because I don't want none of y'all to end up on the streets, homeless, no roof over your head. We don't want that.
Hallelujah.
Yes, sir. Because I recently got into sports betting myself, and I do FanDuel, and well, I have been missing out lately. I have not won a bet in a while, so I'm probably going to be taking a break. I'm just saying I'm tired of betting on these NFL playoff games. Holy shit!
I've had my fair share. They're up and down. That's why they call it betting. They don't call it winning.
Yeah, freaking Eagles, man, y'all sucked against the Bucks, bro. That was horrible.
Baker Mayfield, you played a hell of a game, but man,
bro, I'm telling you, if that was the Saints, we would have beat them, no problem. I mean, the Eagles just look so pitiful, bro. Jalen could do nothing against the blitz. Every time the Buccaneers sent extra man on him, he couldn't do nothing. He was flustered. He would either throw the ball up and or away, or he would just try to run out of the pocket and try to gain yards, but that wouldn't work because they already had a spy on him. So, yeah. Bucks defense did a great job, and I'm just saying that the Eagles were 1-5 in their last 6 games of the regular season. So
I've watched the Eagles. They had the 2 good wins against the Chiefs. I think it was the Chiefs and the Bills.
Right. They had a close one against the Bills.
Right. They won in overtime, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then you come in, you play San Francisco, looking back at the NFC Championship game,
Mm-hmm.
the Eagles blew the 49ers out. Like
Yeah,
it was
'cause-
bad.
Yeah,
Brock Purdy left
mhm.
Brock Purdy left out that game. So 49ers come in this year and return a favor, beat the dog crap out of the Eagles. And I think from that point on, the Eagles it was a roller coaster because, they lost that game, then they lost Dallas, then they lost Arizona, the Giants.
I can't believe they lost to Arizona. That was wild. The Cardinals were pretty bad this year, but man, Kyler Murray had just came back from his injury. But bro, Cardinals are not really that great, and they gave up like over 400 yards of offense to the Cardinals, which is wild. Like James Conner had the best game of his career that day.
But sometimes that's what it takes. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
I know that's right. But anyway, going back to college. So now that the season is over, and we won't resume back until October. I'm sorry, September. Forgot about September. But this year, y'all, they will be implementing the 12 playoff team format, which I know everybody's super excited about. So, what do you think about that? I think it's going to be great for college football that they finally have that implemented now.
Yeah. So my thing is so they bring in the 12. So what do you think what is your ideas on the bowl games? What do you think those should be like? You think so all these like the Pop-Tart bowls and all this stuff, you think that those bowl games should be played within the 12 playoff so?
Yeah, they're obviously gonna take like maybe the big bowl game names like the Sugar Bowl, the Peach Bowl, obviously those, and a couple others. Hey, maybe even the Pop-Tart Bowl. Maybe more people would want to eat Pop-Tarts.
So do you think at some point that a lot of those bowl games will start to fall off because of the 12 game? How do you see that playing out?
Me personally, I think it's actually going to help. Whatever company or business is sponsoring those bowl games, I think it's going to help them out a lot, especially if they're involved in a bowl game. Mainly because those bowl games are going to be super big, a large audience. It's going to attract a lot of people, so they'll just have to decide which bowl games they want to do in that 12-team playoff format. So for instance, like the bowl games that first start, because in college, y'all, you need to at least win 6 games in order to be bowl eligible in college football. So you can be 6-6. That's the best record you can finish with. So those bowl games, which start at beginning of December, something like that.
Yeah.
Those bowl games are probably just going to be like regular, like how they did it this year. And then when you finally get to the last 12 or the last 12 teams, then you'll just have to decide, okay, look, if we put this bowl game here, then we can put this one here. Then I think it's going to work well and correlate. So obviously you got the Peach Bowl and the All-State Sugar Bowl. The Chick-fil-A Bowl, I could see being a bowl game because everybody likes Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, the Citrus Bowl.
The Citrus Bowl. Hell, maybe even the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Hey, I like Pop-Tart.
I don't know. Did you see the beginning of that? They literally had a big ass toaster in the middle of the field and a fucking Pop-Tart just came out of it. A guy in a Pop-Tart costume. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
But it was very creative though. And of course you have the Idaho Potato Bowl or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. The ReliaQuest, I think the one that the LSU played in was the
ReliaQuest Bowl. That could be one as well. What's another one? Do they have any bowl games with Geico and Progressive or anything like that?
With the amount of commercials, like maybe a State Farm.
Oh, State Farm.
I think they maybe have one, if I'm not mistaken.
I can see that. Or I think they might have an Aflac Bowl, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? But I think it's going to be great. Because obviously it's going to implement more teams. Obviously the 12 best teams will be able to compete. And now because they had an issue where, a lot of people were frustrated that Florida State was left out of the playoff this year, and a lot of the college football committee chairman members they took a lot of heat for it. and people were coming at them, kind of threatening them, spitting on them and all that shit. But I mean, look, I mean, at the end of the day, I understand they have to make decisions. I mean, it was tough. I mean, I would have loved to see Florida State play, but I kind of understood the reason why they did it because I mean, both of their quarterbacks are hurt. They were down to their third or fourth string quarterback, and you don't know how well he's going to play against a team first. I mean, they probably could have got blown out by Bama. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean,
see, I think I don't mean to cut you off, but
no, go ahead.
It's kind of like so. You went from the 4 best teams, now you're going to the 12 best teams. Somebody's always going to complain why they should have got in.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what you going to keep doing? Like, you're going to go to top 25 and then try, I mean.
Yeah, they're still going to do the top 25. They have to, but.
No, I'm saying like I'm trying to so, you got your top 4 teams. You got the 4 best teams in college football that's playing for a national championship.
Okay.
Next year, you're going to have the 12 best teams.
Okay.
Somebody's in that 13th team that like a Liberty, they're going to claim that they should be in because they went 12-0. But sorry Liberty, but y'all don't play anybody worth. I mean, y'all look what happened when y'all went to into Oregon. Y'all got y'all butts blown out by Oregon.
Yeah. I mean, make a good point there because I mean, even if you finish undefeated, just like 12 other teams could, then yeah, I can see where it becomes an issue because then they're going to look at strength of scheduling, like okay, who did y'all play? How many points did you win by? Did the opponents you beat have any significance? I mean, they're going to have to look at all that. So, what probably a lot of collegiate or universities are going to ask for is like, look. We want to make sure we have a good schedule where we play some good formidable teams. Not like your week 1 where Alabama has to play a team like Chattanooga. No, it can't. I mean, it can't be teams like that. Which, I mean, I understand why you want to play against small schools because you want to give them recognition and all that other good stuff. But just don't start with that as your week 1. I think all week 1 games should be. It definitely should be teams that are either in your conference or somewhere in your conference or out of your conference to where they're like formidable. They're very test worthy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like for instance, LSU always starts off their season opener with a banger. So this year they'll be starting off against USC, which I think that's a terrific matchup because USC is a Power 5 school and I mean they have great history. The University of Southern California, and they're playing in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
That's going to be fantastic.
Yep. You know what that means? A lot of LSU fans in Vegas. You know what that means? Party time, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Joe, bring out the Jello shots.
We're bringing the South to Southern California. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
And, man, shout out to LSU fans. They travel well, man. They really do. Even in away games, it doesn't seem like it's away games.
Nope. Never is.
It's either a bunch of purple or a bunch of white. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah. So how do you feel about the 4? Like, do you think that they had the 4 best teams in the playoffs this year? Like, what was your thought on it?
I definitely wish. I thought Georgia should have stayed in it personally, but I understand why they got knocked out is because Bama beat them in the SEC championship game. But I mean, I still think Georgia should have still been in there because that was their only loss all year. I mean, it just shows you how significant those games are.
Yeah.
Because whether you win or when you lose, it can really hold a great significance to what happens in the future. So, I mean, just by them losing that game, they went to what, number 6 or something like that?
Yeah.
That was crazy. Who was the team that finished 5th? Like, just missed.
Florida State. It was Florida State.
Oh, Florida State. Florida State was 5th.
Florida State and Georgia played. Then Washington, Texas, Michigan, Alabama.
Yeah.
Or Michigan, Washington,
Alabama,
Alabama.
And Texas.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But no, I mean, I think those were 4 really good teams. I'm trying to think. Not Oklahoma. Oklahoma had like 2 losses that were really bad. No, that's. I think they got it right. I think those were true the 4 best teams in the nation. Do you think they got it right, Todd? Was there anybody they missed out in particular?
I mean, like the Georgia one had me confused because, I mean, I know you're looking at, they went 2 seasons undefeated, 2 national championships,
Yeah.
back to back, almost a third. But I see where the commissioner's coming from, where Alabama beats a Georgia team, and for a game that, I mean, to win your conference, beat the best team, beat Ole Miss, beat LSU, beat Auburn in the Auburn Bowl. I mean, in the
Iron Bowl.
Iron Bowl, how
Yeah.
they beat them. That game right there could have made a big impact on this year.
Yeah.
Auburn picked the right time to play their butts off. They came up short, but
I still can't believe Auburn blew that, man. They literally had it. It was in the palm of their hands.
so what's crazy is, so Auburn almost beat Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Auburn almost beat Georgia. LSU beat the dog shit out of Auburn.
Yeah. I think Auburn lost to like a small school that wasn't even close. Like they were the huge underdog. I can't remember who it was. The New Mexico State, I think it was, that beat them.
Something like that.
Like, bro, that was sad. I could not believe they lost that. Man, Auburn went down bad. Oh God, they weren't even bowl eligible this year. They only got 5 wins. They went 5-7.
Yeah.
Whew. Well, we were bad, but we weren't that bad.
It definitely gave Alabama and Georgia a run for that money, though.
Yeah. So, guys, Auburn really had a chance to beat Bama the last game of the season, and it was a 4th and goal at the 25, 26-yard line. So Alabama had to go 26 yards to get a tutty, and that's all they needed to do. And Auburn played it beautifully. They had 5, 6 guys in the end zone, blocking the end zone, which that's what you need to do. And they're like, okay, bet they're going to stop this. There's no way they're scoring. Well, it turns out, I guess they forgot how to play defense because what happened was there was one receiver ran an inside post route to the corner, and there was only one Auburn defender on that side of the field. And, well, basically, you can probably guess what's going to happen. Alabama did score. They got the game-winning tutty, and that was pretty much all she wrote. And when you watch it, you're just like, bro, how in the hell did they mess this up? All they had to do was have 3 people on one side and 3 people on the other side, and they could have blocked it out completely. But no, they only had one defender on the left side of the field, and I don't know. I just it don't make any sense to me.
All it takes is one play.
Yeah. I mean, but don't you think that's crazy though? They had only one defender on that side of the field to make a play. How does that make sense?
I don't know.
When all you have to do is just keep them out of the end zone. That's literally all you had to do. But anyway, it was a dumb fluke. I mean, I can't tell you how funny the expressions were when Auburn realized that Bama had scored. The expressions that Auburn fans gave when that happened was just priceless. I'm not going to be honest with you. I laughed. I laughed. They just could not believe it. They couldn't believe it. But yeah, no. Let's hope they play better this year. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Who knows? I think we play them this year, don't we? I think we do, huh? I don't know. The schedule's kind of weird this year, y'all. So not 100% sure.
Yeah, the SEC has definitely gotten a lot stronger.
Yeah, because this year, y'all, they implemented Oklahoma and Texas into the SEC. Welcome. Let's see how y'all play. I think Texas will be fine. Oklahoma, I'm not too sure about. Yep. And speaking of the SEC getting bigger, y'all, we're gonna talk a little bit about the NIL deals and how it's impacting college sports in particular, mainly football. It, it's a great thing. I understand why they want to implement it, why they wanted to do it for the athletes, for the student athletes. They're getting paid a lot of money, but however, it's causing issues. It's definitely causing a lot of issues, and not only that, but the transfer portal as well. I'm not really a big fan of either one of those, and I'll tell you why. The thing I worry about with the NIL deals is you're paying these student athletes a lot of money, but however, it's for a lot of these athletes, it's to me it's changing their mindset on how they view things. Mainly, they're getting a lot of money at such a young age, like 18, 19 years old, and they just, to me, they don't know how to be responsible with it, and it messes with them psychologically, thinking that, man, I got all this money, you know, I mean, I can do this, I can do that, and they don't really focus on things that are important, that are right in front of them, and that's what I have an issue with, and I've seen it a lot in the college athletes this year and the year before. Now, am I saying that all athletes do that? No, they don't. There's a good amount of athletes that have done really well. They took in their NIL deals and they invested their money wisely. Like, for instance, Jalen Hurts got probably one of the biggest NIL deals when he was still in college, and he's a smart dude. Finished his education, and he's rolling. He's doing great. And Tua was another one as well. Tua got a big NIL deal, and he progressed pretty well. He finished his education, and he's doing pretty well for himself too.
Except for being a Crimson Tide.
Except for being a Crimson Tide. But ultimately, it just really depends on your mindset. You have to focus on the things that are important to you, and then when you get into that space where you have everything situated, then you can kind of go into a somewhat different direction and kind of focus on some little things on the side. But as long as you focus on the bigger picture, you'll have yourself situated. You'll have everything going right. And unfortunately, I think that's what's affecting a lot of these young athletes with the NIL deals. And not to mention, when you bring in the transfer portal as well, these athletes that have got NIL deals for the program they were at originally, and then they transfer and go somewhere else, then that college will have to decide, like, okay, do we want to keep paying this person, or do we have to get this other school that he's going to take care of what's left that he's owed? And it just creates a whole bunch of issues and a whole bunch of problems. So I don't know. They need to rework a lot of things in order to make it, efficient and, better, not just the system altogether, but just, between the universities and the athletes as well. I don't know, Todd. What do you think? What do you think they can do about it?
I think a lot of times they're taking the love out of the game. Nowadays it's who has more money. It's not about, I want to go play for this university. I want to wear the purple and gold, for the right reasons.
That's a good point too.
It's because, UCF is paying me this much money. I'm gonna go over there because else you don't want to give me this much money. I think it plays a lot into the the love of the game.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point too. Because originally, you go out and recruit, the best athletes that you think can do good for your school. But now, like you said, it's like who's got the biggest cha-ching. Like, they'll be like, look, if you come here, we can offer you this. Well, wait, if I go over here, this university will offer me much more than y'all. So this is probably where I'm going to go. Right. It's not really like a heart-based decision. It's more like, a big money, like who's going to give me the biggest paycheck? Who's going to give me the biggest payday? Which, I don't really like that personally because, to me, I prefer it with where, a high school athlete will be like, I've always wanted to play for this university because I grew up watching them, and now this is a dream come true, and I'm going to finally be able to live up to it. Just something like that. But I mean, it hasn't gone away completely, but I mean, it's damn near gone almost because people are not like these athletes are not really following their heart. They're just trying to get the best payday they can.
So I think I've said this from time and time again. So like going to the transfer portal and stuff like that, I've said that kind of like how high school does it. If you swap to a different division, you have to sit out a year.
Yeah.
I think I might have some people might have some mixed emotions, but I think that if all these guys want to keep swapping around teams, because you get a 5-star recruit in, but you might lose another 5-star because he wants to go play at Alabama because at Alabama they're in their minds they're guaranteed national championships because over years to come they've been pretty good. So what I've come to the conclusion is that if you want to keep bouncing around teams like this, that once you decide where you want to go, you stay there. And if you decide to leave again, then you lose a year of eligibility.
Right.
That way, and they'll be like, oh, I'm gonna stay here now. Now they want to play for the right reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they gotta fix the system. They gotta make it better, make it at least more efficient to where it's not, ruining the love of the game. Because I mean, I'm not going to say that all athletes don't have a big love for the game anymore, but to me, they're just trying to show out best they can. Not just to help the team, which that's what football is about. It's about team first.
Right.
If you play well together as a unit, you can win a lot of games.
All right.
But I mean, it's because it's hard. It's hard for one player to just do everything by himself. Well, I mean, I know people are going to probably make the argument that Jaden did everything by himself, but that's not true. Or people who say, well, Joe did a lot by himself. That's not true either. I'll tell you what, because both Jaden and Joe had amazing talent behind them, and that's how they were able to be successful. They both admitted this. Joe probably played with the best, wide receiver prospects that have ever come through LSU's program. With Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase,
Thaddeus Moss.
Who was the last one you said?
Clyde
Edwards-Helaire. They're all still playing in the National Football League, and two out of those 4 players are all pro. So,
yeah.
I mean that just shows you how much talent he had. Same thing for Jaden. Jaden had Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, both outstanding receivers. They both finished top 2 in the SEC in receiving yards and total touchdowns. So, I mean, they didn't do it by themselves. I mean, look, they were both talented, but in the end, you always got to have help somewhere.
Yeah, and see, that's why I have mixed emotions because, like, you look at the past couple of years, you look at Baker Mayfield, he was a transfer. You look at Jalen Hurts, he was a transfer. Joe Burrow, he was a transfer. Bo Nix, he's a transfer.
Yeah.
All these guys have transferred to do better for themselves. A lot of them have done better.
Yeah.
But
I will say though, 3 out of those 4 players you just named, I think they were really good team players. Like it wasn't really just about them. Like they were really good with working together as a unit. Joe knew how to bring the guys together. Jalen was a great leader. Baker Mayfield, I mean, I guess they liked his personality, I guess. I'm not sure if he has the good leader qualities that you're looking for in a good QB. I mean, I think he's a good player. I think he's done well for Tampa Bay this year, but I mean, I don't know. To me, I still think he's kind of average. But Bo Nix is a great leader too, but I just think he's a weenie because he left the SEC to join a different conference. So, guys, he played at Auburn, and then he transferred and went over to Oregon. If that doesn't tell you how much of a weenie he is, I don't know what else to tell you. He just couldn't handle playing in the SEC, straight up.
Yeah.
He could.
I don't know if you've seen that. So they had an interview with Joe Burrow, and he was talking about whenever they played Georgia in the SEC championship, and he was saying that that wasn't his best game. That Jefferson had to bail him out, on a lot of bad passes that he had.
Oh, was it that game or when they played against Oklahoma in the playoff game?
It might have been both. Well, I know. Yeah, it might have been Oklahoma then.
Yeah, because I know in Oklahoma, Justin Jefferson had 4 touchdown receptions that game.
Yeah.
I do remember that. And then Joe said that wasn't his best game. I'm like, Joe, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, let me see your worst game.
Let
me see your best game.
He was just trying to be modest, y'all. He was just trying to be modest. Because Joe's not really a big trash talker. I mean, if you watch a bunch of Joe's press conference and interviews, he's really not a big trash talker. He's really not. He's very modest. He's very humble. He always remembers where he came from. He's very thankful. He's a good guy. We love him. I'll tell you one thing. Every time he comes down here in the South, he never has to pay for anything. He never has to pay for anything. People are always buying stuff for him.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I would do it too. Shit. He's a god down here in Louisiana. We love him.
Yeah, I pass the torch over to Jaden, and then hopefully Jaden will pass it on to Gus, and we'll pick up from where we left off.
I hope so too. I mean, Nuss is not really a big scrambler like Jaden was.
I just can't wait to see him throw the ball. I want to see him sling the ball.
Yeah, well, he can throw the ball now. Now, when the game against Wisconsin, the only thing for me is I just need him to work on his deep ball accuracy a little bit. That's the only thing I need him to really adjust. Everything else is pretty good. I mean, he can sling the ball. I know he can. But God, when he throws deep balls, bro, he leaves them in the air for so long.
Yeah. I mean, you really can't take a whole lot from that game because, I mean, Jaden did so well through the year that, even though Jaden was in the game, they won, but a lot of the games were close. So Jaden had to play all 4 quarters. And, Nuss got in every now and then.
Yeah.
And in those games, he shined. But, I think in the Georgia game last year when they went to the SEC championship,
mm-hmm.
When Jaden got hurt, he came in there and he came in kind of like he had to,
Yeah.
It wasn't a good time. But
he got brought in and was told to do, really hard task. And I think he came and did the best of his ability, because you don't know when you're going to come in and play, and he just got, kind of thrown into the fire.
Yeah.
But, I think he did the best he could, and, I don't really hold that game against him. But, it is what it is. But I'm really confident. I'm really confident that, the offense is going to be fantastic this year. I trust in the Nuss bus.
Yeah, hopefully we can get some DBs back to the DBU.
I hope so too, man. I hope this defensive coordinator we hire can, do a much better job in that house. I really do, man. I can't go another season watching us just get blown out every game, and then we have to rely on the offense to outscore the other team.
Yeah.
Don't want to do that, please. But ultimately, y'all, it was really a great year. We've seen a lot of fantastic games. Obviously, nobody expected Michigan to beat Bama. That was a surprise. And then, of course, Washington went on to beat Texas, which Texas almost came back and beat them, too. That game came down to the wire, too.
I'm not going to lie. My 2 best was going to be Texas and Alabama for an SEC coming up matchup.
Yeah.
Because I know they got to play again in the upcoming season.
Yeah.
So I know that's going to be another big game.
Yeah.
Another rematch.
Yeah, they're going to be looking for revenge that game because, Texas beat Alabama pretty good that week.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, man. Like I said, I'm excited. I can't wait. This should be a really great year. Oh, and obviously, y'all. So, old Nicky will not be coaching at Alabama anymore. He actually retired last week, which was very surprising to everybody. I thought he was at least going to coach for at least 3 or 4 more years, but he decided to retire, which, I mean, I kind of don't blame him. I mean, he is kind of getting old, and I think he's trying to focus more on his health right now. Because I don't know if he has any kind of medical conditions, but when he went after the games were over and went to talk to reporters, I noticed that one of his eyes were red at times. I don't know if he has like a medical condition or something like that. Does he?
I'm not sure, but I know like if you look at it, we've come to an end of an era where you got Bill Belichick, you got Pete Carroll, and you got old Nick Saban. All great coaches, all with that win mentality. That national championship, Super Bowls. They got. I mean, you had Tom Brady, you had Russell Wilson. All these good quarterbacks that came out of Alabama. All these NFL players that's come out of Alabama.
Yeah, Russell played at Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do know what you mean, though. That was it's tough, man. I mean, Bill Belichick parted ways with New England earlier this week, and Bill has been interviewed for multiple head coaching positions, but I don't know where he could go or how long he wants to coach for, because, I mean, he's kind of getting up there in age as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how much longer he's going to want to be in the coaching industry or coaching business. But, I mean, I definitely think his elite coaching ability could be used anywhere. But if he does go somewhere else, I do believe he wants to be with the team that already has a good framework or a good foundation laid down. He's not going to go to a team like Carolina or
Atlanta.
To me, I think the Chargers would be a great fit for him, because the Chargers, they have a great offense laid down. They have a good defense. The defensive players just kind of need to come together and work together well as a unit. I do believe that they're just kind of too scattered, and they're not really comfortable with the defense that they were running in. They just looked a little too scattered and a little confused.
I think that the Chargers job is going to was it Jim Harbaugh?
Jim Harbaugh? Oof, I don't know. He's making it seem like he don't want to leave Michigan at all.
All right, so I've heard different. I've heard because went to Atlanta.
I know he got interviewed for Atlanta for the head coaching job. I don't know, man. I mean, they make it seem like he doesn't want to leave Michigan, like he wants to stay there as long as he can. But I wouldn't be surprised if he does go to an NFL team. But
didn't he play with the Chargers?
No. So Jim Harbaugh actually played for the Bears.
Bears,
believe it or not, he was a quarterback when Mike Ditka was still coaching for the Bears. Crazy. Sean Payton was actually a quarterback for the Bears as well, but unfortunately, both Jim and Sean didn't really have great careers at quarterback.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but hey, they found their callings elsewhere, and Jim is a really great coach. He coached for the San Francisco 49ers a few years ago. If it wasn't for Jim Harbaugh, Colin Kaepernick probably would not have had the good a career as he has. But, because to me, Jim Harbaugh made Kaepernick. And once Jim Harbaugh left the 49ers, Kaepernick was never really the same player. So, hey, if that doesn't really show you how great of a coach he is, I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah.
But an NFL team would have to offer him a lot of money if they want to get him to coach back in the National Football League.
Yeah.
Now, and you're gonna have to pay him a lot. Because, to me, Jim's worth it. He's as good a coach as his brother, John. And they actually played each other in the Super Bowl back in 2013. That was awesome. That was actually played in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I remember watching that game. That was Ray Lewis's last season in Baltimore.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Jim Harbaugh win one and then John win one too in the National Football League.
Yeah, so... Yeah,
that'd be a great story.
Absolutely, that would be the first ever time that two brothers that coach in the same league in any professional league were to both win a championship as siblings. It's never been done before.
Yeah.
So, hey, I'm rooting for him, but John has not won a Super Bowl yet. They have a potential to do it this year. who knows? I mean, the Baltimore Ravens are riding pretty high. To me, I think they're probably the best team in the league. But hey, we'll see. We'll see on Saturday when they play against the Texans.
Yes, sir.
Yep. And speaking of the NFL, y'all, I'm gonna transition right over to them. So the wild card weekend happened last week. So now we're into the divisional round. We're down to 8 teams. So just a quick recap of the wild card weekend. It was the first games was the Texans and the Browns, and then after that was the
Bills and the Steelers.
Yeah, the Bills and the Steelers, and then the Cowboys and the Packers. And then there was another game too. Oh, the Chiefs and the Dolphins.
Chiefs and Dolphins.
That's what it was. Oh, excuse me. The first two games was the Texans and the Browns, and then the Chiefs and the Dolphins.
Yeah.
So the first game with the Texans and the Browns, well, I'm just gonna put it to you. I'm just gonna be straight honest with you. The Browns literally got their shit rocked.
The Browns will always be the Browns.
Oh man, I mean, honestly, I imagine a lot of people picked the Browns because Joe Flacco was riding the Browns high. They had a lot of momentum going into the playoffs, so I'm not surprised that people picked them. But man, the Texans came out strong, man.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud was looking really, really good.
Man, I think the Texans made a great choice in picking C.J. Stroud. I mean, dude's phenomenal. I think he is him. I'm gonna say it. He is him. And I want to give a shout out to DeMeco Ryans. He's the head coach for the Texans. This is his first year there, and he's already turned the team around because the Texans have been so poorly over the last 2 years. And just his first year there, he's turning around and build them into a playoff team. So that's incredible. So I give my shout out to him because DeMeco was a player. He played for the Houston Texans as a linebacker, and now he got them their first playoff win and got the Texans to win the AFC South for the first time in 4 years.
Yeah.
So hey, I give a big shout out to him.
I'm pretty sure that everybody counted them out too coming into the season. I think they lost with the first 3 games, and
yeah, they had a rough start. They went like 1-3 their first 4 games.
Everybody counted them out, and then they picked back up, and they never looked back after that. C.J. Stroud, he went out for a couple games, and when he came back, he took where he left off from.
Absolutely, I think he'll win Offensive Rookie of the Year this year, no doubt. But I think it was towards like the end of the season. He missed like 2 or 3 games, something like that. And I mean, like you said, when he came back, he didn't miss a beat.
Yeah. They
won their division. They beat the Colts the last week of the regular season, and the Jaguars just tumbled. They collapsed. I don't know what happened with them, but they fumbled the bag. They lost to the Titans the last week of the season. The Jaguars are so weird, man. So they went on like a 5-6 game winning streak, and then after that they just fell apart. I don't know what happened there. Like when they got destroyed by the 49ers, it's like they were just kind of never the same team after that. Like they didn't know how to bounce back. But kudos to the Houston Texans. They will be playing the Baltimore Ravens Saturday. I think that's the first divisional game. So, I mean,
I'm calling for an upset. I think the Texans will take them.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game, maybe a field goal or 2 differences. But I think C.J. Stroud, if he wins this game, I think I got the Texans and the Lions in the Super Bowl. That's for you, Neil Wood.
Ooh, I like that. Texans and Lions. I'm actually really hoping the Lions make it all the way. I'm rooting for them. Shout out to my buddy Slade. He's a big Lions fan. He'll tell you the Lions have been through so many hardships over the years. Their fans are aching so bad for a championship. I know they are. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough, man. I mean, the Ravens been off for 2 weeks. Lamar wants to prove himself, prove to everybody that he can play in the big games because Lamar's only won 1 playoff game in his career so far, and if he wants to prove to everybody that he can do it, this is probably the best time to do it.
Yeah, and they just picked up a Dalvin Cook running back. I know he was playing with the Jets all year long, and
I don't even know if they can utilize him because they already have Gus Edwards. They have Keaton Mitchell and Justice Hill. So I'm like, bro, how are you going to utilize them? I mean, you already have a good running back room. I mean, Dalvin's probably just going to be sitting on the bench, not really doing nothing.
you got whenever your name's called, you got to get out there and do something. Whether it's 4th and 1 or if it's a goal line, you got to get in there to seal the win. I mean, they could use you when your other three are tired.
Yeah, that is true.
Fresh legs.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I do believe he'll get his touches, but I mean, it probably won't be much because I mean, like I said, the Ravens already have a strong running back room.
Yeah, shout out to Odell and Patrick Queen.
Two good LSU boys. And look, how incredibly blessed is Odell? I mean, he went and won a Super Bowl with the Rams, and then he gets signed by the Ravens, and now he's on another good playoff team that can go all the way this year. How about that, Odell?
Yeah.
But I mean, Odell, we're happy you were able to play a full season this year, man. Because we're really worried about you. I mean, you had a non-contact injury in the Super Bowl against the Bengals a couple years ago. We were worried about you, man.
You had that fallout season with the Giants, which I'm glad you left them. You got your Super Bowl. Like you said, you're on another winning team.
Yep.
Everything's looking good. Let's try to push through.
Yes, indeed. But honestly, I'm gonna take the Ravens in a close one. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be like a 23-20 kind of game. I can see it being that. But I would not be surprised if the Texans upset the Ravens. But this is a good defense now that CJ is going up against. This is probably the best defense he's gone up against all year. So this will be a challenge for him. But I think he'll be up for it. I think he'll rise to the occasion.
Yeah. Oh, Derek Stingley Jr. Forgot about you too, bro.
Oh yeah, man.
Doing good out there too.
Shout out. There's actually a lot of LSU players in the playoffs this year. From I think almost every team or every team in the playoffs has one.
Yeah, the Bills just let go of Leonard Fournette, so I think he was.
Yeah. Well, they still have Tre'Davious White.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Leonard. Oh, Lenny. You had a good career, man.
Come back home to the Saints.
Well, I mean, they could. He'll probably be on like a low deal. I don't know what running back he would be. I don't think he's gonna beat out AK. He could be number 2 if he beats out Jamal Williams, but I don't know. I can't really see that either. Jamal's pretty good between the tackles, and I don't really know how well Leonard can run between the tackles anymore.
Yeah.
But hey, I wouldn't be mad about it. But ultimately, y'all, the Browns just got destroyed by the Texans. It wasn't even close. Joe Flacco threw 2 pick sixes. They were horrible. First one he threw was absolutely horrible. Like, I don't even think me or Tyler would have threw a pass like that.
I think he still thought he was sitting on the couch. He might have been playing Madden or something.
he was hoping for a prayer. And unfortunately, his prayer was not answered.
Yep.
The first one he threw, he just was trying to escape from a sack, but he kind of just heated up and hopefully somebody would catch it.
Yeah, but that was the other team.
Yeah, it was to the other team. And then the second one he threw, it was like 4th and 2. The Browns went for it because they knew the momentum wasn't going their way anymore. And Joe threw it right to a linebacker that was sitting right there waiting for it. He read it all the way, and he returned that one for a touchdown. So the Browns were even in a bigger, deeper hole.
Yep.
And the Browns didn't score another point after that. They had no chance. But however, the Texans, they were rolling. They had the momentum the whole game. There was no stopping them. But the Texans did win. What was it, 45-14, something like that?
Yeah, something.
It was a huge score. Which, crazy enough, guys, a lot of wild card matchups last week, most of them kind of ended in a blowout. I'm not gonna lie to you. There was only like one wild card matchup that did not end in a blowout, and that was the Lions and the Rams.
Yeah. So looking So it was a 45-14 Texans and the Browns.
Yeah, and then the second game was the Texans. I'm sorry, the Bills. Good Lord, Marty. English is hard. The Dolphins and the Chiefs, correct?
All right.
Yes.
So in that game, you had C.J. Stroud. He threw for 16 for 21 for 274 with 3 TDs.
That's a great passer rating right there.
Yeah.
That's at least a 120 passer rating.
Then you got Joe Flacco, 34 for 46 with 307 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions.
Ooh. Well, honestly, that's probably like a 78, 79 QBR rating, if I had to take a guess. And the reason why it's so high is because of the passing yards he had and the amount of passing attempts. Golly. Well, I mean, when you're down by that much, you're going to have to throw the football. You can't really utilize your running game.
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously, guys, if Nick Chubb didn't get hurt in the beginning of the year for the Browns, I do think the Browns would have had a better running game because they've been working with Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt all year. So,
and if you look at that game in the third quarter, he threw two interceptions back to back.
Mm-hmm.
82 yards and 36 yards back to the house. Can't have that.
That's just a damn shame. I'm telling you, the first one he threw, neither one of us would have thrown that shit. I would have thrown it to my grandma in the stands. You kidding me?
Shout out to Granny.
Yeah, we love you, Granny. Look, guys, there's a saying in football. If you can't throw it to nobody, if nobody is open, throw it to your mom or your grandma in the stands. Give them a nice souvenir. They're gonna love you for it.
Yes, sir.
But nobody seems to understand that, man. I don't know what else to tell these people. But yeah, so now the Texans move on. So the Chiefs and the Dolphins played. That was probably the coldest game in the wild card weekend. It was -7 degrees, but it felt like -27. It was cold as hell.
Yeah.
Like, guys, it was so cold, there were icicles on Andy Reid's mustache.
Yeah, shout out to Andy Reid. We knew he was going to be a meme towards the end of the game.
Man, we love Andy Reid, man. He's a great coach. Or they call him Big Red down there in Kansas City.
Yep.
But
shout out to T Swift in the stands.
T Swift.
Always showing up, showing out.
Oh, yeah.
87 jacket that she got made.
Yep. Kudos to Kyle Kushek's wife. She made that jacket for T Swift, and she loved it. And Kyle Kushek was so happy, and his wife was happy too. So that jacket was fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, T Swift was there with Patrick Mahomes' wife Brittany. Of course, they sit together all the time in that little suite. Or I say little suite; it's probably a big ass nice suite. But anyway, she flew all the way from New York to come watch the game. So hey, shout out to her.
Yeah.
And
loyalty, baby, loyalty.
I don't know, huh? Ever since they got together, that's all people have been talking about. But really, man, I'm just like, bruh, I'm just here to watch the game.
Yeah.
Like it became such a phenomenon. Like they started showing stats like how well Travis plays when she's there at the stadium watching the game and when she's not there watching the game.
Yep.
I'm like, bro, what is this? What is this monstrosity? Yeah, I mean, but Travis really, I don't know. Travis.
I like the biggest saying is that Taylor Swift put Travis Kelce on the map. The last time I checked, Travis Kelce won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And Taylor Swift was already on the map. So
yeah,
I think it's kind of like 50-50.
Yeah, I mean they're both like high value individuals. I mean Travis Kelce will go down as one of the best tight ends to ever play in the National Football League, and Taylor Swift will probably be the best female artist to win or best solo female artist of our time. And so nobody put anybody on no map, I can assure you. It's just people are probably paying attention more to the game that's happening. So who knows? And probably people that are T Swift fans are seeing who she's with and being like, oh, okay, this guy plays a sport.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to watch it. Maybe I might be excited watching it. And then boom, there you go.
So looking back at this game, it was a 26-7 blowout by the Kansas City Chiefs, which I thought I didn't think it would be that bad. I thought in Miami, because Miami's been playing good all year. I mean, they had a couple ups and down games.
Mhm.
But I know, too, you're coming in there in Arrowhead Stadium, my homie's house. That's what they call it down there.
My homeboy.
Yeah. And you're playing you're playing in negative 20 degrees.
Yeah,
That
it was
was-
-7, but it felt like -27.
So I know it ain't easy because I know I couldn't do it. But
No, I mean you got to have major kahunas if you want to play in a game like that, y'all. Because look, let me tell you something. It might seem fun, but I can assure you, it's not.
yeah.
I have played a football game in cold ass weather one time, and it was horrible. It was a tough experience, but you know you just have to deal with it. You have to overcome it, and like I said, man, bigger, better man wins.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was so cold. Like Patrick's helmet shattered like late in the game. Well, not shattered, but like a piece of his helmet like just broke off or some shit when he got hit. I thought that was wild.
Yeah. So looking back at the so you got like a Tua I still can't even say his name.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah. With 20 for 39 for 100, almost one shy of 100 of 200 yards, one touchdown, one interception.
Yeah, they weren't. I mean, surprisingly, Miami was still able to throw the ball. I was really surprised by that. But I mean, from the get-go, I knew Kansas City was going to win because Miami's not used to playing in those kind of conditions. They're from South Florida.
A lot of those passes, like when you're down, when you're down by a score like that and you're throwing these little drop passes and 5 yards here, 5 yards there, you gotta stretch the ball down the field if you want to try to get back into the game or something.
Yeah, which Kansas City was doing the same thing. I will say Rashee Rice was probably Mahomes' best pass catcher that night. Probably the only person he can rely on right now.
8 receptions for 130 yards, 1 touchdown.
There you go. Rashee Rice is just that dude. That's a guy they just drafted this year too. And his first playoff game, he was phenomenal. I mean, that might be Mahomes' best target because I'm telling you right now, Mahomes is probably not going to throw to anybody else.
Yeah.
Not to Tooney, not to Valdez-Scantling. Of course, Kelsey here and there, but I mean, Kelsey hasn't really been productive as of late.
He had a couple of real bad drops in that game too.
He did, yeah.
Real costly one.
I know. Kelsey's been dropping passes too, but Patrick's not going to ignore him completely.
No.
But I know Patrick has been really frustrated with, the amount of drop passes, the incompletions, and then the turnovers that led to interceptions. I mean, I know he's frustrated, but he's not going to blame anybody. You can't really do that. But I mean, it's still, despite being the team that had the number one in drops this year, I mean, they're still winning and making it into the playoffs. So, I mean, I don't know what they're doing, but I give them their credit, man. But it was 26-7, I think, was the final score, right?
Yeah.
But
a big shout out to Isaiah Pacheco.
That dude's a baller, man.
He runs hard. He runs mean. You better get out of his way.
Seventh round draft pick
Out of Rutgers.
Whew. I think the Chiefs got a steal right there.
24 carries for 89 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah. My man runs so hard, like Isaiah's helmet will get ripped off sometimes, or his helmet will come off because they're trying to wrap him up and tackle him, and they're just squeezing the life out of him.
Yeah. Holy
shit. But, hey, man. But, yeah, I mean, I knew Kansas City was going to get this, though, Tyler, man, just because, Miami was not going to do well in that weather because, I mean, they're from South Florida. They're used to playing in, good climate where the weather's not really a big factor. So, I mean, Kansas City was just more prepared, in my opinion. But,
I agree.
Yeah, I don't really think Tyreek did that much in that game, did he?
Tyreek, he had 5 receptions for 62 yards and a touchdown. So he didn't really have too big of a too big of a game.
Oh, so he did catch a touchdown reception?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Tyreek caught the only touchdown pass? Okay. I wasn't sure if it was him or Jalen Waddle that caught the only score.
Yeah. And then Raheem Mostert.
Oh, Mostert?
Mustard.
Mustard.
8 carries for 33 yards. Not his best game.
No, Miami couldn't run the ball very well.
No.
Chris Jones was a beast up the middle.
Shout out to his, $1 million sack.
Oh, yeah. So, guys, he needed like half a sack to gain like, $1 million bonus or something like that? And he got it. And I was like, but half sack, man, that's easy.
Coach Andy Reid, he was like, put me in the game. I can get one more. And he went out there and got it.
Yep. He's a phenomenal player as well, man. He's been with Kansas City for a good while. Yep. So now Kansas City will move on to the divisional round to play the Buffalo Bills, which I know
we all know that one. That's a big rivalry.
Yeah.
That game you can lose or win it by a coin toss.
I know. Well, not anymore. You can't, because now playoff rules now in overtime. If one team scores, then the other team gets an opportunity to score as well. Because a couple of years back, y'all, Buffalo and Kansas City had probably one of the best, greatest playoff games we probably ever witnessed. There was like almost 30 points scored in less than 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome, fantastic. If you were a football sports fan, you would have loved that game. But anyway, Buffalo took the lead late, and there was 10 seconds left, and literally Kansas City drove the ball down in less than 10 seconds to get into field goal range to tie the game. I was like, bro, there ain't no way. I don't know how they did this. This shit is wild.
Man, good. Like, I know the game back in, I forget what week it was when Bills and Chiefs played against each other. And so Mahomes threw it to Kelsey. Kelsey was getting tackled. He threw it to, I forget the guy's name, and he ran it in for a touchdown. But that play got called back for
that was to Tooney.
Yeah.
Because Tooney apparently was lined off sides in that game.
Which he was.
He was, y'all. He was. It's just the fact that Kansas City was mad at the fact that the refs or officials did not say anything or tell them anything on that, because Tooney was actually lining up off sides multiple times in that game, and they didn't call it.
Yeah.
And they called it on that one particular play. That's why they were so upset. I'm like, bro, I mean, they don't really have to tell you. I mean, what do the receivers do every time they go up to the line before the play is called? They look over the official, and they give him a thumbs up, like, am I good? Am I good right here? And they say, yeah, you're good. I'm like, all right, bet. I don't even think Tooney did that not a single time that game. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen this time. Hopefully it won't. But honestly, I'm really hoping that that Buffalo wins that game.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight one.
Honestly, I think Buffalo will take the dub this time. I do think that their offense is better than Kansas City's. Not by much, but I do think Buffalo will have the advantage. It's going to be played at Buffalo too.
Yeah.
Because Buffalo finished with a better record at the end of the year. Excuse me. Yeah, guys, and then we had 2 games on Sunday. It was the Cowboys.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, this is for you, Matt. I know y'all big Dallas fans, but sorry, bro, this ain't y'all year. I mean, y'all every year it's the same thing. It's our year. Matt the Wildcat, Matt Malonson, Michael, Megan, Shane, Tammy, Big B from BASF. Sorry, bro, not y'all year. All right, go ahead. Had to get that out there.
No, you're good, man. I know Cowboys fans are probably still riding or throwing away all their gear right now still. But anyway, guys, the Packers and the Cowboys were the first game on Sunday, and
that was the biggest shocker game, I think, of the wild card.
Yep.
I did not see that one coming.
I don't think anybody really saw that coming.
Just imagine the amount of money if you would have put for Packers to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like the payout would have been, because not too many people were pulling.
Yeah, because the Packers were the underdog team.
Yeah. I mean, Dallas has played so good all year long. I mean, like they've come out hot in the towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
You beat the Eagles. You win the division when you were at second place.
Yeah, even though their strength of scheduling was pretty weak because they played a lot of teams that were under 500, And it just comes to show you, like, how much of an impact that can have.
All right.
And I'm just like, bruh. I mean, I didn't expect the Packers to beat them the way they did. But, bro, that was just a straight-up ass whooping, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jordan Love for almost 272 yards and 3 touchdowns.
oh, my God. And there were Aaron Jones had probably the best game of his whole career that day, too. Not only were the Packers able to throw the ball well, they ran the ball so well, too.
Yes.
Like, the Cowboys just couldn't stop anything the Packers did, man. Aaron Jones had 3 touchdowns on the ground, and I think he had over 100 yards rushing, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, so he had 21 carries for 118 yards with also 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, there you go.
You got
Oh, man.
You got Romeo Dobbs.
Oh, yeah, Romeo Dobbs. That dude's good.
6 receptions for 151 yards, 1 touchdown. That's part of Jordan Love's.
That's wild, man.
And then you look at the other side, you got Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, he played, a couple bad throws here and there, could have been a difference maker with 41 for 60 for 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The 2 interceptions hurt him.
Prentice, hey, man, thank you for joining in, man. Oh, Tyler, you know Prentice, huh? Prentice Stanley?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he commented, he said, Big T Rob and Lando, what's up? And he said, fuck the Cowboys. Oh, Prentice, hey, glad you're here with us, man. I hope you and Haley are doing well. No, they're about to have their first kid very soon.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know. All my close friends are starting their families, and I couldn't be more happy for them. And DJ, I love you, man. He's a big Cowboys fan. But DJ, I'm giving you a shout out. I'm hoping his lady just gave birth to their first kid yesterday.
Awesome.
So DJ, that's awesome.
I'll be sure to give him a Saints jersey.
I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but we'll see. It's all right, man. Follow your heart. But man, I hope the best for you and your lady, man, and I hope your best wishes for your kid as well. And I hope hope you and your family can flourish, buddy. But yeah, he's. I thought I wasn't gonna hear from DJ for months because he's like I said, he's a big Cowboys fan. And, oof, we made fun of him for a good while. But guys, as we've been saying, the Packers like gave the Dallas Cowboys a little ass whooping. Like, not only could the Cowboys not do anything offensively, their defense was it was horrible.
Just doo-doo.
I know. I mean, Dak threw 2 pick sixes and back-to-back drives, one to Jair Alexander and another one to Darnell Savage.
Doo-doo.
Yeah, it was pretty doo-doo. I mean, and then they show the meme of the fans in the stands, and one guy was on a cell phone. A couple was just cuddled up together like this. They're like,
"This was our year.
This was supposed to be our year." Oh man!
And then so Dallas had probably the easiest stretch to get.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, they played a lot of teams in the regular season that were under 500. Like, they didn't even have a winning record.
If they get through Green Bay, they'll probably go and play Tampa Bay, and then
they would. Well, yeah, they would have
the Eagles.
They would have to play Tampa Bay. Dallas would have to play Tampa Bay, but instead, Tampa Bay will be playing against the Lions.
Yeah. So
the Packers won 48-32. It was 48-16, but the Packers did kind of give up some garbage scores.
It was 28-0 at one point.
It was going into halftime, y'all. It was 27-7. And I'm like, I don't know. Some people are like, oh, Cowboys can come back. This is not
second-half team.
Yeah, they're a second-half team. No, they made some kind of adjustments, but they still couldn't stop the Packers' offense. They really could not. It was 48-16, like going into the fourth quarter, like kind of late in the fourth quarter. But then the final wound up being 48-32. I mean, they were kind of giving up some garbage scores to the Cowboys, but like it really didn't matter. Like, it was just too little, too late. But, so now the Packers will move on and play the number 1 seed of the San Francisco 49ers. That will be a good game. I would love to see the Packers win, but I don't know. I don't really see it happen. To me, I just think the 49ers are just too good of a team.
Yeah, I got the 49ers and the Lions in the NFC division game.
In the NFC Championship.
NFC Championship game.
I can see that.
And then on the other side in the AFC, my heart wants to say, you can never count the Chiefs out. But I really like to see the Bills and the Texans.
Okay. I would be good with that, or the Bills and the Ravens.
Yeah.
I would be good with either one. Because Josh Allen is another guy. He has a lot to prove as well. I mean, he is a great player. But he just needs to stop turning the ball over so much.
Yeah.
Like, he literally averaged an interception in almost every game they played in the regular season, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, if he can just fix that, then man, he can go to new places. He can reach new heights.
Yeah.
He at the end of the season, he literally averaged an interception for every game he played.
Right.
And I think there was only 3 games where he played where he had like 2 interceptions or more. I think the most interceptions he threw was probably week 1 against the Jets. I think he threw like 3 or 4. That was probably the worst game of his career. And man, dude, that was week 1 of fantasy football. I was winning. And the dude I played against had the Jets defense. And then, of course, the Jets scored like buku points because Josh Allen kept turning the ball over. I'm like, you son of a bitch. And I wound up losing that week.
Yeah.
Did you do any fantasy football this year?
No, this year I really wanted to watch and see who, because I know that the league's changing now with all, like Russell Wilson is our last, quarterback with that era with Drew Brees,
Oh, we still got Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. If he can stay healthy. His highlight of the year is him running out the tunnel the first game and then.
Yeah. I mean, they thought he could come back and play like a couple games of the end of the year off, but they played it smart.
Yeah.
But Aaron still thinks he can play for at least another 2-3 more years. He wants to do great things for New York. So
I just think he needs the Jets. The Jets are kind of like the Browns.
I mean the Jets have the talent. It's there. But man, they just need a quarterback, and Zach Wilson. I mean, bless your heart, we love you, man. But
no Florida,
baby. What was that story with him that he was with the woman that was older than him?
Yes, I think his mom's friend or something like that.
Jesus, I know. Look, every time we watch the Jets game. Which they got a lot of primetime games this year. That was crazy. Well, probably because they thought Aaron Rodgers would, still be playing at that time. So that's probably why. But every time we watch the Jets play, it'd be me and my mom, and she'd be like, every time she sees him, he was like, "Oh, he looks like a baby." I was like, I mean, he's really not that far off, Mom. He's still in his mid-20s, late 20s. So
that's like the Saints kicker. I think they mistake him as a fan trying to get into the game.
Oh, yeah, Blake Grupe?
Yeah.
I think his name is.
I think he's, 16 years old?
Oh, yeah, bro, don't get me started on Blake Grupe, bro. Don't get me started on Blake Grupe. Every time I hear that man's name, I just want to puke. Look, Blake, I try to love you, man, but God damn it, man, you can't. You cost us a few games this year, man. You really did. We could have won that game against Houston if you had just made all the field goals that was attempted. If you would have made all of them, we would have beat the Texans. If you would have made that one against the Packers, we probably would have won. Who knows? I believe our defense could have made a stand. But
yeah, I still think against the Packers, man, when you blow
we were up 17-0. Like, I'll get it. Like, our defense fell apart late in the game. But for some reason, Derek Carr got hurt that game, like late in the game. And then Jameis, he was playing like shit. But for some reason, when it's the last drive or last possession of the game, Jameis just turns it on all of a sudden. and he's just leading the men down the field. And then he got him in the field goal range. It was like a 45, 46-yarder. I'm like, all right, bet Blake can make this. This is no problem. A kicker can make this in his sleep. Professional kicker anyway. And of course he missed it wide left. And I'm like, bro, come on, man. So I was like, all right, okay, cool. You know, that was a very pressurized moment. You know, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. And then, you know, of course, he misses another field goal next week. Then he missed another one the week after. And then against the Texans, he missed like 2 field goals against the Texans. And if he would have made both of them, we probably would have won the game because it was close. We kept the Texans close.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, why did we trade away Will Lutz for this guy? Why? If we would have had Will would have probably made all those kicks. Now, would he have been perfect throughout the whole year? No, absolutely not. He probably would have missed like maybe 3, maybe 4. But Will's clutch. I mean, we called him Big Nut Lutz for a reason. But he got traded to Denver, and, you know, because Sean probably wanted him, and, you know, like, we need a kicker. So they got him. And, you know, Will actually kicked a game winner against Buffalo, which I cannot believe the Broncos beat the Bills that week. That game was
The
wild.
Broncos beat the Chiefs too.
They did, yeah. That was the first time that the Broncos had beaten the Chiefs since Patrick has became their starter.
Yeah.
Because the Chiefs had an unbeaten streak against the Broncos. Like basically, the Broncos were the Chiefs bitches.
Yeah.
Kind of like how the Bears are to the Packers.
Yeah.
The Bears have not beaten the Packers at Lambeau Field since 2015. It's been 8 years or 9 years almost. I'm like, man, you sorry sacks of shits, bro. God damn.
So getting back to the the wild card game. So
Yeah.
You seen how so Josh Allen turned no gain into a 60-yard touchdown run.
Oh, yeah. He had like a 52-yard touchdown run, didn't he?
Yeah, shout out to Josh Allen because I needed that for my parlay.
Hey, there you go. Did you win that parlay?
No,
Oh, damn it.
one person was shy.
Oh, man. We need some good news, bro. We need some good news. Oh, man. That's why betting on playoff games, it's tough. You got to take a big risk.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it, but I heard it was pretty magical.
Yeah, it was like nobody could take him down.
That man is a brick wall, bro. He's like 6'5", 230, 235.
He's a cheat code on Madden.
Oh my God, is he? Oof. If you do regular head-to-head, I don't know about Mutt though, because Mutt's a completely different story. But anyway, yeah. So that was the last. No, wait, no, that was a Monday game. So yeah, so the Packers beat the Cowboys 48-32, and I think the last game of that Sunday night was the Lions and the Rams, I believe. Correct?
Right.
Now that game, y'all, that game was fantastic. That was the only wild card game that did not end in a blowout.
So I know I'm kind of getting off topic, but
No, go ahead.
what do you think about the Lions and the Dallas game right before?
I know what you're talking about. I think the Lions got hosed. I really think they did because apparently they said that old Skipper didn't register himself as eligible. But when you literally watch the replay, you saw they went up to the official and told him, like, hey, you know, I'm going to be lined up right here, or hey, I'm going to be lined up over here. So I'm going to need to be marked as eligible. But apparently, and then it just caused a whole catastrophe because they converted on the 2-point conversion, but they called a penalty, saying that there was an ineligible man downfield or something like that. And bro, the Lions sideline just went ballistic. Dan Campbell was very upset.
Yeah,
But man, I'm just like, well, damn. Okay, we'll just kick the PAT, go into overtime. No, they went for it again.
Yeah.
They went for it again, and then they didn't get it. But Micah Parsons was called offsides, so
they had another chance.
And I'm like, okay, come on, please, y'all gotta kick the PAT this time. And no, they went for it again, and they still didn't get it.
So watching a lot of these games, do you think the referees play into the games a lot? Like, do
This season, oh yeah, definitely. There were a lot of trash, bullshit ass calls this year. There was a lot. I mean, to me, it just seems like some of the games this year were fixed to where one team could win over the other. And I hate to say this to Lions fans because I know y'all are happy they won, but I really think that Lions and Rams game was fixed, bro.
So yeah, that was my next question.
Yeah, bro. I mean, Puka got tugged really hard, like got tugged at that play, bro, and they didn't even call it. A dude didn't even look like he pulled him. He pulled him towards him, and they still didn't call nothing. Now, on the other hand, I'm laughing in the face of Rams fans. It's like y'all know how y'all. Now you know how it feels. Now you know how it feels, Rams fans. Now y'all can't talk shit, okay? When y'all screwed us over a few years ago, now y'all know how it feels.
Yes, sir.
So I don't want.
We would have won the Super Bowl that year. Bet.
Oof. Probably.
Rams got their ass kicked.
Oh yeah, the Rams.
They didn't even score a touchdown.
No, they didn't. The only score was a field goal. We definitely would have scored more than a field goal against the Patriots. But man, I would have loved to see that. Brady and Breeze playing against each other in the Super Bowl. Oh, bro, that probably would have been the most watched Super Bowl in NFL history. I guarantee you. But no, the officials, they like to be on that bullshit, bro.
So getting back to the officials, so I know, so the going into the Bucks and the Eagles game, so the Eagles scored a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
It was a flag, and they got moved up closer, so they tried to do the Eagles tush push.
Oh, the tush push, yeah.
And the guy basically grabbed Jalen Hurts' helmet and pulled him.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I know what you're talking about. That was the 2-point conversion play that they tried to go for. And it didn't. That was the first time it didn't work because the dude lined up in front of Kelsey. He went lower than him. Mm-hmm. So that's why it didn't really work very well. But it should have been a penalty because the dude grabbed Jalen's helmet on the side like this and pulled it back.
Yeah.
Like that's a face mask. Even though he didn't grab the front part, that's still a face mask because you can't just rip a player's helmet off like that. I don't know, man. It's just like
I don't know how much that if they would end up scoring, how much it would have helped because they still got blown out pretty.
Yeah, that's probably why not a lot of people are too worried about it because it didn't really matter because the Eagles only scored one offensive touchdown the whole game. They were just booty cheeks, bro.
Yeah. It sucks that Jason Kelsey went out like that, retired and.
Well, apparently he hasn't officially retired yet. A lot of people thought that he had retired, but according to Jason Kelsey himself, he has not officially retired yet.
Oh, good. Hopefully he comes back.
Yeah, I know a lot of people would be happy to see him back, but on his podcast that him and his brother do, New Heights, yeah, shout out to New Heights. Him and Travis were talking, and then Jason read a comment saying like, man, I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you, man. That's how you went out in your last game. And then Jason just looked at him and was like, man, don't feel sorry for me, motherfucker.
Yeah. And
then he just didn't say anything. He was just silent and he looked like he was about to get emotional.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. But I mean, he didn't really make a decision yet. That's just what a lot of people were assuming. But, he can't really make a decision right now. And it was just like, yeah. I mean, you can't really make it. You can't really make a decision like that right now. Not when how emotional he is. Because, I mean, y'all. I mean, that was a bad game by the Eagles. They nobody was expecting that. I know the Eagles were playing bad, but I would have thought it would have been a little closer, but no, the Eagles couldn't do nothing offensively. They could not run the ball well. Their defense could not tackle. They were giving up big play after big play. Yeah. They were making Baker Mayfield look like a superstar, which, I mean, he's a good player, but he's not that great, which I think he'll get humbled by the Lions this weekend. I don't think he's going to have a great as game as he against the Lions as he did against the Eagles.
Which that'll be another rematch because they played earlier in the year too.
Yeah, they did. And I think the Lions won pretty decisively.
Yeah.
I don't think it was close. Let's see.
Yeah, 20-6.
Yeah, I don't even think the Bucks scored a single tutty.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay. But let's see. Was that game? Yeah. And then we had 2 games on Monday. So the Bills and Steelers were supposed to play Sunday, but the game got moved to Monday because, well, there was just an absolute snowstorm of a blizzard in Buffalo that day. And I don't think nobody would want to play in something like that.
No.
Did you see the video that they had of what it
Yeah.
was like at the time?
Yeah.
Bro, that shit was wild, dude. You cannot pay me enough money to play in shit like that. No amount of money would be high enough for me to play in something like that.
No.
So the game got moved to Monday per the governor of New York, or excuse me, the governor of Buffalo. So, and of course, there wasn't really a lot of fans in the stands because, well, they issued a travel ban because of how bad the snowstorm was. But hey, people still showed up, and well, the
Bills Mafia.
Yep, Bills Mafia. Steelers Nation showed up as well. Not a whole lot though, but however many could, they showed. And then the Bills wound up winning 31-17. It was kind of a good game, but I mean, once Josh Allen pretty much just set the tone with his long TD run, I don't know. I don't think the Steelers got any momentum back after that. But I'm happy that the Bills won because now we get to see a rematch between old Joshy Allen and Patty Mahomes.
Yep. And if you look at it, I mean, you look at Mike Tomlin. I don't think he hadn't had a losing season in quite some time. I mean,
Yeah.
I know it's been like like a 9-8 or 10 win seasons, 11.
17 straight seasons, he has not had a losing record, which is great and all, but unfortunately, he hasn't won a playoff game in like 8 years.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that fans are starting to look at. Like, yeah, you're taking us to the postseason, but I mean, we can't really go farther than that because they've been losing in the wild card round like every time. But I mean,
Just like the Cowboys, 13 straight years.
yeah. Hey, it's all right, man. I don't care. Hey, we hating on the Cowboys tonight. Oh well.
I'm just kidding.
Nah, we good, yo.
America's team.
Well, I don't know how much longer they're going to be America's team. Holy shit. But they did decide to keep Mike McCarthy, though, which I was very surprised by because a lot of people were wanting Mike McCarthy out the door. Boop. But he's still going to be there. Yeah, but I mean, hey, I give my shout out to Mike Tomlin. He's been a terrific coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's not going anywhere. He's too embedded with that organization. They just need to, Kenny Pickett just needs to develop into the quarterback that they want him to become, which I think he can play well for the Steelers. I mean, I've seen him have good games. I think this will be his 3rd year in the league, and I think he'll have it figured out. Like, I don't think he'll turn into a superstar right away, but I do think he'll show signs of progression compared to last year going into this year. He just needs to stay healthy, man, because when he's not healthy, they're not really that great.
Yeah.
Y'all need to get rid of Mitchell Trubisky. That's all I'm saying. Mason Rudolph, he's all right. He's average. But they need to get rid of Mitchell Trubisky. That's what they call him, Mitchell Trubisky. Because he's trash, dude.
Yeah.
Man, when I watched him play that Thursday night game against the Patriots, oh my word. Bailey Zappi outplayed him like so bad. Like the QBR ratings between the two of them weren't even close. That's how bad it was. And the fans were chanting Rudolph's name every time every time the Steelers had a 3 and out. Some wild shit. And then the last game was the Bucks and the Eagles, and then as we said before, the Bucks beat the Eagles. Was it 32-9?
Yep.
It was
Straight ass whooping.
It was just another major ass whooping. The Eagles didn't even look like they were ready to play. They looked like a garbage ass team. Like they didn't even deserve to be in the playoffs.
Yep, all the way from the tush push, all the way to the offense, the defense, coaching, all that. None of it looked right.
Yeah, cry Eagles, cry. Oh man, I can't wait to tell that to a Philly fan one day. Just cry, Eagles cry. Oh man. Yeah, so that was a recap of the wild card round, y'all. But so we're gonna go a little bit over the divisional round. We kind of talked about it a little bit. Like we said, the 49ers were playing against the Packers. The Ravens will go up against the Texans. The Lions will go up against the Bucks, and then the Bills and the Chiefs. I mean, these are great matchups all the way around. With the Texans and the Ravens, Tyler, you're going with the Texans?
Yeah, I'm going with the Texans for an upset just because I would like to see somebody new.
Yeah. I agree with that. I can't be mad at that.
New coach, new quarterback.
They're riding off a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
But as I said before, I'm going to take the Ravens in a close one. I like how the Ravens are built. I think Lamar's going to go out there and, prove to everybody that he can play in the big games. It's going to be close, though. I expect this to be a close matchup. But I got the Ravens winning by 3, 23-20, something like that. Then we got the Bills and the Chiefs. I'm going to take the Bills in this one. I think the Bills are going to win at home and finally get their revenge.
Like I said, when you got somebody like Mahomes on your team, it's so hard to count him out.
I know. It's just his offense is just so different. The offense he has is just so different compared to last year.
Yeah.
Because, the only good playmaker you can really rely on right now is Rashee Rice. Because if I'm Patrick Mahomes right now, I'll look Kelsey's way every now and then. But, I don't want to throw it to Valdez-Scantling. I don't want to throw it to Tooney or whoever else they got. But, man, Rashee Rice is your biggest playmaker right now, and Isaiah Pacheco. So you're going to have to – And Clyde. Well,
whenever he gets in there.
Yeah, Clyde had some good runs against the Dolphins. So, yeah, that two-back system is lethal. But, hey, if you can utilize those 3 players really well, you could have a chance to beat Buffalo. But, I think Buffalo is going to walk in and get the dub. I do believe their defense will make a couple plays. And if Josh Allen does not turn over the ball as much, but, I can see the Bills winning. But if not, it's gonna be a long day for Buffalo. But
yeah.
I'm gonna take the Bills in a close one as well. I'm gonna say this is gonna be 2017, somewhere around there.
2017. I think it'll be a shootout match. I think it'll be 40-30.
Ooh.
Whichever team has the ball last.
Yeah. The weather's going to be a little cold in Buffalo at that time. But I know both teams are used to playing in the cold, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I definitely will tell you that the Chiefs have a better running attack than Buffalo does.
I know for one thing, whoever scores the most points, that's who's going to win. I know that for a fact.
Hey, classic football 101. I cannot argue with that.
So going to the NFC side.
So first game would be the 49ers and the Packers. I'm going to take the 49ers in this one. I just think the 49ers are a better, well-rounded team.
I think Christian McCaffrey runs all over the Packers.
Yeah, I'm not really trusting the Packers rush defense in this particular case. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to have a field day against Green Bay. And if not him, then I think it's either going to be Debo or Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, I'm going Brock Purdy for 300 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey, 100 yards rushing, touchdown.
Now, the Packers are going to hope they're going to get the Brock Purdy that played against Baltimore. That's what they're going to hope they're going to get. But I don't think Brock Purdy is going to be that careless with the football. Not in a big game like that. But, and then not to mention, I do believe Fred Warner on the defensive side. He's going to make a play. He's going to make some plays. He's probably he's the one football player I've watched this year that has probably the best football IQ I've ever seen of any defensive player. Like, for instance, when they played against the Cowboys early in the year, Tony Pollard was running hard. He was about to get stuffed, and then here comes Fred Warner out of nowhere and just punches the ball out perfectly. I'm like, man, this dude is a smart football player.
Yeah.
He knows what's going on. He utilizes his surroundings. He just makes plays when they need to happen.
Yeah.
I'm a big Fred Warner fan. I think he's the best middle linebacker in the league right now. That dude's an animal. But yeah, I do believe the 49ers will probably win by 2 possessions. I'm gonna say like 30, like 34-17, 34-20, something around there.
Yeah, I think the 49ers blow them out. Their defense is too good with adding Chase Young and
I know that big trade they have with the Commanders with adding Chase Young.
and you already got Bosa, Fred Warner. I mean, you just added another weapon to another stack.
DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead. I'm sorry, not DeForest Buckner. He plays for the damn Colts. Eric Armstead is another big name on the defensive line. Yeah, I mean their pass rush is gonna want to try to come hard at Jordan Love. So Jordan Love better be ready.
Yeah, then you got a 4-headed monster on the offense with George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, Purdy, and Deebo Samuel,
Brandon Ayuk.
Right, yeah. So I mean, you got a lot of weapons on.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan is a fantastic play caller. So I'm gonna take the 49ers in that one.
Yeah.
And then we have the Lions and the Bucks. I love a good Cinderella story, so I'm taking the Lions. I just don't see the Bucks beating them. I mean, I just think the Lions have a better, well-rounded team. Their offense is better. The defense that the Lions have is phenomenal.
The Bucks got a good defense too, so I think the Bucks' defense will keep them in the game.
Yeah,
but I still think the Lions get the edge. And
yeah, I mean, if they force Jared Goff to make mistakes early, like get him rattled early, then I can see the Bucks having a shot there. But I just don't think the Bucks offense will be able to, move the ball down the field productively against the Lions.
So I think if the one key player that needs to get more active is Mike Evans. I mean, I don't
really think he had a lot of receptions against the Eagles.
No.
Which is crazy because, bro, Baker Mayfield was throwing to players that I didn't even know were on the team.
Yeah.
Mike Evans barely had a reception. He had like 2 receptions because I think the Eagles were only focusing on him all night. Like, okay, as long as we go around Mike Evans, like nobody else can do anything. Well, they were damn wrong with that shit.
Yeah, so that's how I think if they want a chance to win, they need to get Mike Evans more involved.
I agree. But man, the final score. I'm gonna say the Lions. I'm gonna say the Lions win 27. I'm gonna say 27-20. I think it's gonna be a 7-point game. I think the Lions score late, take the lead late, and don't leave a lot of time for the Bucks.
Yeah, I think I say Lions drive down the field. I say they win by a field goal. The Bucks will make it interesting. They'll keep the Lions on their toes. Jared Goff will get the ball within 2 minutes, drive down the field, and send them on their way with a field goal. That's how I see it.
Yeah, and plus I love the rushing attack that Lions have with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. One's a power guy, and the other one's more elusive. Can run outside, sometimes in between the numbers. But I mean, I think that's where they get the Bucks is with their running game. And I had Jahmyr Gibbs on my fantasy lineup, and he was great.
So for your final predictions, who you got for the NFC and the AFC in the Super Bowl?
I'll do the championship games. I'm not 100% sure on the Super Bowl yet, but I'll give a Super Bowl prediction. So in the NFC championship game, I'm going to go with the 49ers and the Lions. AFC, I'm going to go with the Ravens and the Bills. And then in the Super Bowl, what I would want to see in the Super Bowl is the Lions and the Ravens. But realistically, it's probably going to be the 49ers and Ravens. A rematch of the regular season.
So for my predictions for the AFC, I got the Texans. I'm still believing in the Texans. I got the Texans winning a field goal against the Ravens, shocking the Ravens, sending them home. Then I got the Bills and the Chiefs. Sorry, Mahomes, but I think the Bills win it this year and they move on. So you got the Texans and the Bills. And I love you, Josh Allen, but I think C.J. Stroud gets the better, and I think they move on to the Super Bowl for his rookie year.
Okay.
First timer coach. They got a lot of good coming. They got a lot of adversity coming. And then for the NFC, I got the Lions over the Bucks. I got the 49ers over the Green Bay. And man, the 49ers are just too good. I got the 49ers beating the Lions.
So you got
It's going to be a good matchup.
The Texans and the 49ers in the Super Bowl.
And I got the 49ers winning it.
Winning it all. Oof.
To cap off a good year of Christian McCaffrey.
Oh yeah, that would be his first Super Bowl ring. Man, that would be awesome. It was the Texans and the 49ers. Oh man. I love CJ Stroud. He's a really good dude. He's a good football player. He's a really big religious guy too.
Yeah.
He's very strong about that, and I commend him for that. And just watching his interviews and his press conferences, like he's a genuinely good guy. He really is. And so I wish a lot of luck and good fortune for him. But that would be awesome if it was the Texans and the 49ers. I would definitely want to watch that.
But I mean, if you look at it too, I mean, like that's just my prediction. But I mean, with the way these teams are, you got 8 teams now. I mean, any of them could take it all.
Yeah.
I mean, with Green Bay coming off a very good win against a very good Cowboys team.
Oh yeah, they're feeling the momentum right now.
So I mean,
but it's going to be hard for them to beat a team like the 49ers, man. Like,
yeah.
I mean, unless if Brock Purdy just decides to F it up in the first quarter and just makes full-headed decisions, then
I mean, that's all it takes. If you get them wound up and start making mistakes, that's all you need to do. You already ahead.
There you go.
So,
well, y'all. So the divisional games, there will be 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. Those games, the winners of those games will decide who will go to the championship games, and then championship games will be next week. I think one will be on Friday, and then one will be on Saturday one on Saturday and one on Sunday next week. And then after that, we have to wait about 2 to 3 weeks for the Super Bowl. And biggest game of the year, biggest game in sports.
Can't wait for the commercials.
Oh, yeah. That's the one thing we're looking forward to is the Super Bowl commercial. I'll tell you what, that Super Bowl commercial they did last year with the remote changing the channel on the TV.
Yeah.
Bro, that messed up so many people, bro. They're like, who changed the channel? What the hell? I was like, no, man, relax. It's just a commercial. I'm like, oh, man, why are they going to do that to us?
Who's they got any big halftime shows this year?
Yeah, so Usher will be performing at the Super Bowl halftime show this year.
Who was it last year?
It was
or this year.
Last year. It was Rihanna last year.
Rihanna, yeah.
Yeah.
Because wasn't she pregnant, I think?
Everybody was looking at her like, wait a minute.
And still kicked ass?
Yeah, I mean, she sang good, but her dance moves were pretty, yeah.
Hey, man, when you're carrying a baby like that,
I know. Well, I mean, I gave her the benefit of the doubt because she's with child, so she can't really move effectively like she would want to. But she was just kind of like, copying the dancers and what they were doing.
I think it was better than Dolly Parton wanting to be a cheerleader back in the 1980s.
Oh, like that was during a Thanksgiving game.
Yeah, poor thing, she couldn't even move. The cheerleading outfit was so tight.
Bro, she looked better than the cheerleaders they had on the squad. Dolly Parton is a gem. She's a treasure, bro. She is still lovely. She's still gorgeous. And she's like in her 60s.
Yeah.
And she wore that cheerleader outfit well.
Yeah, she did.
Oh my Lord. But man, guys, enough about football. We're gonna transition into some basketball real quick. We won't touch on it too much though. But just going over a little bit of things with college men and women's. The top UConn ranks number 1. Purdue is second. Those two teams have been playing really well. They're both 15-2 overall. There's been a lot of great games in basketball so far. And right now they came out with the top list of college basketball players that are playing right now. Zach Edey from Purdue has been listed at number 1 Dude's a good player. He averages a good amount of points, rebounds for Purdue. He's a big playmaker. He'll probably be the top prospect going into the NBA draft. But hey, there's still a lot of basketball left, and of course, give a quick shout out to the men's and especially the ladies at LSU. We love them very much, especially the ladies. They're always doing phenomenal. Shout out to Miss Kim, Coach Kim. She's still doing a fantastic job. The LSU ladies, they kind of struggled a little early on, but they got it back together. They right the ship.
They put a 15-game winning streak on the line against Auburn and lost it. But what's the score right now? And they're playing Alabama right now.
Oh, they're playing Alabama right now?
Tonight, yeah.
Oh, shit. Hold on, guys. Check that out real quick. Should pull it up a second. Oh, man. They beat the ladies. It was 42-28. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, no, that was football. No, not football, bro.
78-58 LSU tops Alabama.
Oh, damn, they can't. I probably should have typed in basketball. I just typed in the regular matchup. No, 78-58. Good shit, man.
Yeah, so coming January 25th, LSU takes on South Carolina. Hopefully, I'll be in attendance to that game because that's going to be a big one right there.
I need to go to the game. I haven't been to an LSU basketball game, men or women, ever, but I need to go to one.
Not to mention the LSU boys knocked off Ole Miss, number 22 ranked team.
Hey, they out here making some money moves.
They got more wins than they did last year. They got 3 on the season right now, 2 last year.
Hell yeah. And let's see. And then, so the top 3 teams right now is UConn, Purdue. I want to say Creighton. Creighton was in there, but they're not top 3. Hold on. I got this. Oh, there we go. Oh, wait a minute. One more. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so it's UConn, Purdue, and Kansas. Those are the top 3 teams right now. Of course, Kansas is 14-2, Purdue is 15-2, and then UConn is 15-2. And then UConn is averaging the most points out of every team with over 1,500.
Yeah.
Pretty insane. But Purdue's not far behind. They're only about 36 points behind UConn. And then we got North Carolina at 4, Houston at 5th, Tennessee at 6th, Duke is 7th, Kentucky is 8th, 9th is Baylor, and then taking the 10th spot is Memphis. So.
Yeah, so with a month out from March Madness, hopefully, we get some of them fairy tale teams in there that can hopefully take it home. Or if LSU comes out of nowhere and they take it home, that'd be nice too.
Well, let's hope they can. How have they looked previously in March Madness? Not too great or somewhat great?
No, it was a couple years ago when they played, I think it was Yale, and they made it all the way to, I think it was Sweet 16, maybe.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay. All right.
And hopefully the girls, they can run it back this year. They're gonna have some bumps in the road. That Caitlin Clark chick, she's a sharpshooter.
Oh, bro, she had like a game winner the other day. That sucker was nasty.
Oh yeah, I think it was like 0.1 second left. That she had just got it off.
She barely got it off, bro. She barely got it off.
She is like the Steph Curry of women's basketball.
There you go. She's nice with the 3.
Big shout out to the Cavender twins too. I think one of them's back in basketball for TCU. The other one's not.
Oh, what happened to the other one?
I think one of them dating Jake Ferguson from the Cowboys.
Oh, she making that dough.
Yeah, and, they both got the NIL money, so they both.
Oh, I think I heard about them too. They look damn near exactly alike.
Yeah, they both played for Miami. They played against LSU last year in the playoffs.
They're quite pretty too. I've seen a photo of them in their basketball uniforms together. They're really pretty. But I'm not saying that's the only thing going for y'all. I mean, y'all are very talented, obviously. But I just wanted to give you.
They're both very good basketball players.
Yeah, that too. I just want to give you all your props, so nobody get mad at me. All right.
And then what about Bayou Barbie?
Bayou Barbie, Miss Angel Reese. We love her too.
I know she sat out for a couple of games.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on there. Was it academic stuff?
I think for me, I think it was trying to get her back into the right mindset, like getting back into. Hey, we're trying to run back a championship. We got
Yeah, they just need to get their mind right because they're still lingering from last year's success.
Yeah.
Which it's really hard to repeat as champions, though, because then you have to repeat that same mindset again if you want to continue that greatness.
I think she had a double every game that they won last year. She recorded a double in every game. I think it was like 22 straight games or something like that.
Really?
Where she recorded a double.
That's good.
And they won every single one.
Wow. The double. That's pretty impressive.
Yes.
Not too many women college players can do that. And look, y'all, I will say this: I have more enjoyment watching women's college basketball than a WNBA. I'm sorry, that's just how it goes. Women's college basketball is just more exciting to watch.
Yeah, I think I think that they should lower the goals in the WNBA so the girls can dunk.
Oh yeah,
just not tell nobody. And then when they see somebody dunk, they'll be like, "Man, I can get into this."
Bro, Ty, I don't know if you watched the WNBA game, man, but it's hard to watch, bro. The amount of missed layups, like when they go up and try to get rebounds, it's like they're not as physical. Like they're not as physical as the men are.
I just think because they have nothing they really have nothing to play for. So once you're making way more money with the NIL deals in college.
That's why Angel Reese doesn't want to leave. Like she's making more money playing in college than she would playing in professional.
Right.
Which is insane. She gets paid more than a lot of WNBA players.
To getting off topic, but I think like I look at all these NBA players. If you flip, flop, and do all this falling down and stuff like that just to get a free throw, and you get to the free throw line and you miss the free throw, I think you should be benched. That's just my.
Hey, I'm not going to argue with that because, bro, James Harden has done that. LeBron James has done that. Kyle Lowry has done that. A lot of them that do that because they do whatever it takes to get points or to get to the line and get points for their team. Bro, I'm telling you what, but the referees in the NBA are like more efficient about it now. Like they notice if it's a flop, they're just be like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll tell you what, man. Look, LeBron's a great player, y'all, and I'm gonna kind of shit on him here a little bit, bro. He acts like a damn baby sometimes, bro. When he barely gets hit, like in the chest or in the face or whatever, he just throws a like a temper tantrum and just acts like a little baby and just like, oh, bro, he hit me, oh, like what the hell? I'm like, bro, come on, dude. He barely hit you. Why you gotta act like that? Because he's trying to oversell and get a foul and get to the free throw line. Look, his free throw percentage is it's not the greatest, but I mean it's doable.
I don't know what it is, but like if you look at the NBA, if they got baddies in the stands,
yeah,
it's like a whole different ball game. Like they just turn on a whole nother level and just ball out.
You know, I'm actually glad you said that because I have noticed that a couple of times. Like for instance, Emilia Clarke, who plays Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones, she went to a Houston Rockets game one day. This was like a couple years back, like maybe 2-3 years ago, and this is when James Harden was still with the Rockets. James Harden had a really great game. I'll just tell you that much, bro.
Yeah, shout out to the Kardashian twins. They were sitting courtside at the Lakers game.
Bro, every time they go to a game, the Lakers just play unbelievable. It's either
Austin Reeves just turned on a whole nother level.
Bro, Austin Reeves is like, bro, I want to play so well that I'm gonna take one of them home with me tonight, bro.
And whoever they play, they blew them out.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt about it, man. It's either Austin Reeves or Anthony Davis that will have a great game to prove. Like you said, there's a good little baddie in the stands. Oh, man. But y'all, just to give a little recap in the NBA, there was a couple games today, not too much. The Bulls beat the Raptors 116-110. The Knicks beat the Wizards 113-109. The Thunder beat the Jazz 134-129. Pacers beat the Kings 126-121, and then the Grizzlies beat the Timberwolves beat the Grizzlies 118-103. I'm like, holy shit! But the Pelicans are still playing pretty good. I mean, they're not the greatest, but they're still playing well as a unit, and I'm really happy with what Willie Green has done this year. I do hope they continue their success. They're still above 500, I believe. They're not close to a losing record, but they're playing pretty good.
Yeah, I think this Friday they host Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. So if y'all want to go out there, y'all go out there. And,
tomorrow at 7, y'all. It's the Suns and the Pelicans.
Pack the Smoothie King Center.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be, man. That's gonna be a big game. There's gonna be a lot of superstars in that game. That's another thing I want to do too is go watch the Pelicans play in the Smoothie King Center. I heard it's nice.
Yeah, I've been to a few games. So the last time that they went on that huge run in the playoffs, they played. Was it Dame time when he was with the Portland Trail Blazers?
Yeah.
My shout out to my cousin Heather. She gave us good seats. They had shirts and everything for the playoff game, and they left with a dub. Boy, that was a good game.
Nice. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the worst team in the league is still the Charlotte Hornets. I think they're like 8-30 or some shit like that. They were on a horrible losing streak. That and the Detroit Pistons were on a horrible
29-game losing streak.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, bro, there's just no way. And then they finally won a game, and then they had a business that's saying like if the Pistons win tonight, then there'll be like free wings or some shit like that. They wound up winning that night, and everybody was just like, "It's a miracle! The Pistons finally win a game."
That's why I mean, if you look at their fan base, like, you got the Lions, you got the Detroit Tigers in baseball, and then you got the Detroit Pistons. So I mean, you really ain't got much to root for. So I mean, it'd be nice for Detroit to win, like the Lions to win the Super Bowl, to give them a little bit of a, kind of a back to earth type thing.
Yeah, and it would also do good for their city as well. Because
they were talking about selling the NBA team after,
Damn, really?
After this year.
Wow, that's wild. The Pistons have been around for a long time. That'd be crazy if they decide to do that.
Yeah.
But guys, leave a comment down below if you think the Detroit Pistons will be sold at the end of this year. Let's hope not.
Tell me also what y'all think about trying to bring Klay Thompson to New Orleans.
Ooh, could that happen?
They're talking about somebody's trying to leave. I don't know who it's going to be.
I don't know. I don't know how much basketball Klay Thompson has left in him, though. He's kind of getting up there in age. But he still can play at a high level. It's just I don't know how many years he's got left in him.
Yeah, he's one of between him and Steph, they're the best off the ball. Shoot lights out. Steph's obviously the best, but Klay's not too far behind him.
Yeah. Of course, Steph is still playing at a very high level. I don't see him declining anytime soon.
And the Warriors will never let him go. So
no,
I still think that when he's getting ready to retire, I think he'll kind of do like his dad, go to Charlotte, kind of finish it out, or maybe finish his whole career with the Warriors.
That's what he hopes for because he likes it there. You don't want to leave. He said that many a times, and and then Draymond just got reinstated back into the league not too long ago.
Yeah, Draymond's out here stepping on people's chests,
Bruh.
putting neck locks, whatever.
Bro, I really don't know how he's still playing in the league, bro. That dude
I think that's what the league needs. They need more people like him to amp up the softness.
Yeah, I mean, look, I will say there's a lot of players in the league that are really soft, and then Draymond's kind of like those players that from the 90s where they're just like hardcore, gritty basketball, and he just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, I get you don't have to step on people's chests and stuff like that,
Or
but
put people in headlocks, but
we need the old Draymond Green with the Defensive Player of the Year. That's what we need.
I don't know if they'll ever get back to that form, but
Man, he's getting old too.
yeah, he is. I don't know how much basketball he has left in him either, but the bro's been reinstated. He's been suspended and reinstated in the NBA multiple times. First, he was kicking people in the nuts. Then he was doing some other dumb shit, arguing with officials, always trying to complain and shit like that. And then he started getting more physical with some of the players. I mean, he put some dude in a headlock a few weeks ago. I think it was against the Suns they were playing, huh?
Rudy.
Was it Rudy Gobert they did it to?
I think so, from the Timberwolves.
Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't the Suns. It was the Timberwolves.
I think it was.
Okay. I couldn't remember if it was the Timberwolves or the Suns. But anyway, he put some dude in a headlock and just dragged him like 3-5 feet,
Yeah,
bro.
almost like it was personal.
Yeah. Like, come here, boy. Shit was wild.
So who you got winning the NBA championship this year? Is it the East or West?
I'm going to say an East team. I'm going to go with the Celtics.
Celtics.
Celtics look nice.
Celtics in 7, or is it going to be a cakewalk?
I'm not sure because I haven't really looked at any teams in the West that are playing really well.
I think the Thunder. So I got the Thunder.
The
The
Thunder,
Thunder's been playing really good. Then
they're a young team.
I got the Mavs, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. If they can connect
How are
together,
they playing right now? They're playing good?
33 points a game, son. 33 points a game.
Damn.
Luka. And
Luka, oh shit. Sorry, Luka's that dude.
yeah, Luka Magic. And Kyrie, he dropped 41 points the other night.
Damn.
So he's back to his old self. If he can
Well, it's
stay
good.
there.
It's good to see that they're playing together or playing well together.
And so I got the Mavs, the Thunder. I mean the Kings, dude. The Kings just seem like the team that's that small.
Sacramento's a good young
That
team.
young
as well.
team.
With
Malik Monk,
Malik Monk,
DeAndre Fox,
or is it
Sabonis,
De'Aaron Fox? Is that his
De'Aaron
name?
Fox.
I like De'Aaron Fox. That dude's good.
Yeah, them boys.
I don't want to count out the Bucks yet either, even though they kind of
Yeah.
got blown out by the Cavs the other night. I did watch that game, but
They calm.
yeah, it's about that time.
So you got Giannis. Giannis is another great player.
The freaking Greek freak. Love that guy. He is a massive human being, I will say.
So who do you think's the first to get the 5th ring? Steph or LeBron?
I'm going to say LeBron just because I do believe the Lakers have a better squad than the Warriors do. I think LeBron's I'm saying LeBron because he's probably the one that gives the most input on what the team needs or what the team has. He was a big advocate for Austin Reeves, and look how he turned out to be. I just think the Lakers have a better unit. I'm not sure how well they're playing right now, but I don't know. I just think LeBron will get it before him.
So my next question is well, I lost the question.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Take your time. This is good stuff. Guys, but shout out to everybody that's still watching right now. I really do appreciate it. This is I'm glad y'all been sticking with us. I told y'all we had a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
But before we go any further, real quick, make sure y'all leave a comment down below about y'all's your predictions for the divisional games, who you think will be in the championship games for the NFC, AFC, and who will be in the Super Bowl matchup. Make sure y'all drop those down below, and I will definitely read them and talk about them in the next show next week.
Do you think there will be any streakers in any of the games or anything wild happen?
And what?
In football, you think somebody like a fan will run across the field and get tackled?
I mean, it hasn't happened in a playoff game in a while. I think it might happen once, I think a Lions fan might get really excited and just walk out on the field during the game and just be like, "Yeah, Lions forever."
Come on, Lions fans, let's make it happen.
No, look, if you do that, please do not mention my name or Tyler's name. We had nothing to do with that. we just made a reading suggestion. That's all. Do not mention us.
Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah, give us some credit. Oh man, but it's happened in the Pro Bowl competition or Pro Bowl games a few times, but they don't do a Pro Bowl game anymore. It's just like skills competition now, and they do flag football.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with because when they did the regular Pro Bowl game, nobody really even tackled each other anyway. So, yeah.
So what you think about the? I don't know how big you are in baseball, but like the Ohtani going to the Dodgers. How do you feel about that?
Bro, that was. I don't know how the Dodgers were able to afford that.
Dude, they spent $1.2 billion in salary this year.
Bro,
Then they brought in that other guy from I can't even say Yakisodam, whatever his name is.
that Japanese guy.
Yeah,
that
he's
other
throwing
guy.
102 miles an hour.
Yeah, I heard about him too. That dude is filthy. But bro, the Dodgers are like negative in cap space, and they somehow were able to give this deal to Shohei. Bro, they're gonna be paying Shohei for a long time, even when he's done playing baseball.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's $700 million. That is
all this just to beat the Astros.
Bruh. I mean,
Breggy bomb, baby. Bring it back.
It's probably it. That's probably why they did it, honestly. Because, well, what's crazy is, the Dodgers won over 100 games last season, and they did it again this season as well. Last season they got knocked out by my Padres, which was fantastic because, I'm a Padres fan and I can't stand the Dodgers. We're in the same division, I always hate the amount of superstars they have on their team and how they even pay all of them.
Yeah.
Because they also have Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Max Muncy. Who else am I forgetting?
Now you're adding Shohei to the lineup.
Bro, now that they got Shohei, bro, we're going to have to face that man like so many times now. It's ridiculous.
I think then they get the guy from the Mariners, I can't even say his name, but he's another damn good pitcher. Glasnow or something like that.
Tyler Glasnow.
Yeah.
I know who that is. Yeah, that dude's good too. Yeah, the Dodgers are just trying to make all the money moves.
Yeah, and then you look at you say you're a Padres fan, your boy leaving to go to the Yankees.
Juan
Aaron
Soto.
Judge and them.
Juan Soto. Them damn Yankees, bro. Oh, it's okay. I mean, look, Juan Soto did all right for the Padres. He didn't really do anything spectacular.
His breakout game was with Washington.
Yeah, which is funny. That was a team he played for previously. But I'm hoping Tatis and Manny Machado can pick it up. I want Manny to stop swinging at every damn pitch that's thrown at him. He swings at everything. Like, bro, just be patient at the plate, man. Wait your time. There will be a time when the pitcher will mess up, throw one over the heart of the plate, and you can just send that to Jupiter.
Yeah.
But, hopefully they can clean that up because the Padres didn't even make the postseason last year. They were pitiful. They barely won over 70 games. But is there any team you like in baseball, Tyler?
I'm a Astros fan.
I love
So I'm an Astros fan first, and just like any other sports, So like I'm an Astros fan, Saints fan, obviously diehard LSU fan. So any team that has LSU players, I'm a root for them.
Oh yeah, we love Alex Bregman.
Any team like that. If there's any LSU players in the national championship, World Series, NBA.
So, Tyler, let me ask you this. You being an Astros fan, do you still get a lot of shit from people that dog on your team and call them cheaters to this day?
All the time. We're just the ones that got caught.
Yeah. So how do y'all normally respond to it when people say shit like that?
You just run it back and win another one, baby.
And y'all did, I believe, didn't y'all?
2022.
Yeah, there you go. And who was it y'all beat? Was it the
Phillies?
Oh, the Phillies. That's right. It was the Phillies. Damn, y'all crushed the Phillies too. I think it was 4-2. I think it was. What's that guy's name? He hit a bomb. He hit a bomb in the last game of the series. I think it was.
Talking about
He was,
Alvarez.
yeah,
Jordan
Jordan
Alvarez.
Alvarez. Dude, that
That
dude.
dude is 26 years old, hitting bombs, baby.
He's 26, bro. He looks like a full grown ass man.
Yeah, he's 26.
Dude, he's huge.
Yes.
He's a tall man.
Yeah. Then they just picked up Jeremy Pena at shortstop. He's playing hell of a.
Didn't he play for the Astros before?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's they got rid of. I'd say got rid of, but they let go of Carlos Correa, picked up Pena.
Yeah, I think I should have kept Correa. I think Correa was a really good player for the Astros.
Yeah, he was.
And then obviously you got Bregman at third. Then of course the dude that Kyle Tucker.
Yes.
Everybody, all the Astros fans love Kyle Tucker.
Yep. Michael Brantley, he finally came back this year.
Yeah, and
I think he retired.
Oh, did he?
Martin Maldonado, the catcher.
Who's that left-handed pitcher the Astros have that's really good?
They had Verlander. They have
yeah, not Justin Verlander. Well, Justin Verlander came back. I think the Astros got him back from a trade, right?
I think it's like Vasquez, Scantlin, or something like that.
Oh yeah, I know. That's it. I think he's one of the Astros' best pitchers. I think he's a great lefty.
I give it up for Verlander still trying to get it, but man, you got to stop giving up home runs, right? I know you sling it, but they come off the bat a lot further.
I know. I mean, he's one of the oldest pitchers and oldest starting pitchers in the league, but he can still play.
Him and Kershaw.
Yeah, Clayton Kershaw's still going at it, man. I don't know how many more years Kershaw has. I think Kershaw's been dealing with injuries.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see, man. But college baseball starts next month, y'all. We're super excited about that. LSU will start off as the fourth best team in the nation. And we're excited. We're so excited to see how well they're going to continue their success from last year after whomping the Florida Gators, which was phenomenal.
Yes.
But we'll start in the middle of February, last week of February, something like that.
Yeah, 32 more days or 30 days.
30 more days, so like another month.
Something
Okay.
like that.
Yeah, y'all. Man, we're excited. We're definitely gonna be talking. We're definitely gonna be talking a lot more about that when it starts. But yeah, man. I mean, real quick, going back to Ohtani, man. I mean, he's a phenomenal, great two-way player. I love him, but I don't know how much longer he can continue to do the two-way stuff where he pitches and bats in the lineup as well.
Yeah.
But I did hear like he's not going to pitch right away. Like they're going to give him some time to rest, and they'll just be putting him in the lineup or in the field.
They're not gonna let him. I don't think they're gonna let him pitch at all this year. Let him fully recover.
Yeah.
And then they'll just have him hit like he was. So hopefully he still has that power in him with this new team.
Yeah, and you were gonna say something before that, Tyler?
Oh yeah, I was gonna give a big shout out to Paul Skeens and Olivia Dunn. Y'all are a great couple.
Oh yeah, y'all are a cute couple too. Who would have guessed that? I mean, look, y'all, just to give this perspective, Paul is very tall. Livy, she's not very tall. So,
but she's crushing it in the gymnastics world right now.
Oh yeah, she is phenomenal. Probably one of the best gymnasts LSU has ever seen. But unfortunately, because of how popular she is, she can't really move around very well. Because people recognize her and want to go up to her, talk to her. Even going to watch her boyfriend play in the minor league. I mean, she's just sitting down watching the game, and people are just constantly coming up to her. And then Paul's just like, man, I mean, we just do what we can. I mean, there's really not much we can do.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. And Paul, I hope you and oh goodness gracious, Cruz. Thank you. What was Cruz's first name?
Dylan Cruz.
Dylan Cruz. Thank you. Golly.
Yeah, you got Paul Skeens, Dylan Cruz, Trey Morgan, Cade.
Not Beloso, huh?
No, he's going to Washington with Dylan Cruz. He was He played outfield.
Oh yeah, the other outfielder. God, I cannot remember his name. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah.
Damn it! Hold on. I'll look it up real quick, y'all.
Yeah. Shout out to Tommy White coming back. Hopefully he can take off from where he left off too. We need that more. We need that power.
Oh yeah. If it wasn't for Tommy Tanks, we would probably not have made it to the World Series for sure.
Yeah.
Him and Trey Morgan. Trey Morgan made a phenomenal play against Wake Forest.
Yeah. I mean, that was 3 tough teams back to back for LSU to win, lose, and then have to play the same team again, win, and then move on to play Florida and beat them. Was it 3 games?
Was it Drew Bianco?
No, not him.
Drew Bianco or Braden Jobert? No.
He's another. He left.
Oh, Giovanni DiGiacomo?
Not him.
Gavin Dugas.
Gavin Dugas.
Gavin Dugas.
Yeah. He's going to Washington too.
Nice. Gavin Dugas was good too.
Yeah.
We had a great stacked team in 2022.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, that's about all we have time to talk for tonight. But as always, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We had a great time. Tyler, thank you so much for coming tonight, man. I hope you had a blast.
Yeah. Shout out to the A Shift again. Brandon Chenier, John Causey, Nolan Sutton, Kenneth Dean. Love y'all, boys. And see y'all Monday night.
Yep.
Shout out to the wife too. Love you, babe. Kara.
Yep. Kara, thank you for letting your hubby come out tonight. Thank you so much. Make sure you treat Tyler good, all right? You know, he's a good lad. Really good
Always,
lad.
dude. Always.
But y'all, hope y'all leave a like, and like I said, comment down below about the predictions of what you think the games will be this week and so forth, and we'll talk more about it next week. But leave a like down below. Leave a like down below. Make sure you share this video with your family member, whoever. And as always, y'all, I hope y'all have a wonderful night, and thank y'all for tuning in. God bless.
I hope we land unless we come back.
Oh, you know you're welcome back.
Shit, maybe with all these people we shouted out, somebody might answer back and we'll get them out of here.